is going on? All right, there we go. Stream was lagged a little bit there. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your match review for Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2 in the Conference League. I'm accompanied by Real Chris and Scott, and I am Marshall DVDX, your host. Ladies and gents, before we get this show on the road, go ahead and smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you're new here, and if you are already subscribed, consider joining our memberships. First tier starting at 99p with some fun little emojis for you guys to engage with in the community. And last but not least, happy Thanksgiving for our fellow Americans that are watching. Hopefully you are enjoying your time with your family. Big up to the holidays, and nice to have finally rested. So if you're on the Discord, you may have noticed that I was late to the game. This is a bit of an earlier start than the usual 3 or 2:30 kickoff for these Thursday matches. So yeah, I slept in because I've been sleep deprived for the past 2 weeks, and because of the holidays, I decided to sleep in. But I did see the first half of the match after the fact, and I caught the second half live. But let's go ahead and do the quick summary of the match. And listen, guys, we have 2 more match days before we're done with Conference League group stages, and then we go into round of 16, where the tournament maybe gets a little bit more not intense, but a little bit more entertaining. We'll say that. Even though today's game, I would say, was probably the toughest opposition we've faced in the Conference League so far in terms of like the performance. It was an interesting match. I think we can analyze and take a lot out of this, and I think it was a challenge that we needed to really see where the levels are in terms of where these players are. Not to say, Heidenheim's a super tough opposition, but it was a challenge that we needed to see and test the players a bit. But quick summary of the match. First half, chances that were created. We had KDH that took a shot outside the box that the keeper had to save. And Nkunku with, I think, a brace of opportunities as well. You had Gui also with a shot on target. MUDRYK, Sancho had some chances they created, but nothing came of it. And it was interesting first half, 0-0 into the second half. And then second half, we finally start seeing some output. Nkunku, a key pass, I would say KDH, probably his best game today. Key pass from him over to Jaden, who then gets an assist for Nkunku, who had some nice touches in the box and then puts it away. Good finish from Nkunku, a good goal from Nkunku on that one. And then a few minutes later, a little bit back and forth. I think defensively we were playing a pretty tricky not high line, I would say offside trap that Heidenheim kept getting caught in. So they weren't able to score any of their chances. And Jurgensen, with a game that he needed, I think, to prove that he has all he needs to start in the Premier League. I think this is the type of game that we were waiting to see from Philip Jurgensen to really stand out. And I think today was a good game for him that we'll discuss for sure. And then 86th minute, once again, a KDH key pass over. I don't think it was Jaden that assisted him.
Yeah, it was.
It was Jaden. So Jaden got 2 assists today. So good on Jaden. A Jaden assist. You know what? Because it came from the right hand side. A Jaden assist to Mykhailo Mudryk into the middle. Mykhailo Mudryk shoots it, top bins. Brilliant goal from Mykhailo Mudryk. And we see ourselves win 2-0. But that's not without saying that a really soft yellow, in my opinion. A stupid soft yellow, but also, again, a stupid foul from Cesare Casadei. Gets him a second booking. The first booking was a mistimed tackle, but the second one, a really soft foul, gets him another booking. He gets sent off, and stoppage time, suspended for the next game. So unfortunately for him, he will not be playing the next game. So that's minutes and opportunities that he's going to lose, and an opportunity for potentially Carney to really impress. But who knows, because I don't think this manager rates Carney, but we'll discuss the subs at the end. Overall, I think it was a decent game, a good test for the team in terms of this was the most challenging game we've seen in Conference League so far. This team did test us, and it tested our defense. But Chris, overall reaction to the game, man?
I thought it was a good game, considering this was actually our most challenging game of all tournament we've had.
For sure.
They they didn't actually lose the game until Chelsea. I didn't actually know what team it was at first until I got told it's a German team. So okay, but yeah, I thought Chelsea obviously dominated, and we got to remember this is our weaker team, and we still played well. I thought defensively, obviously, I think is a bit shaky at times. Was leaking in a few chances, but Jurgensen, you know what, he held his own and played pretty well. I thought so made some good saves today. For me, he's definitely not knocking. Definitely should be on that number one spot for Chelsea Premier League.
We'll discuss the players.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, I just thought he's been really good today. I thought Jurgensen was one of our better players today, like best for sure. Defensively, I can't really look at any standouts. I thought Badiashile probably looked like one of our better ones out that defense line, maybe, or Vega. I thought Desasti as well. I didn't think he had a good game again today for me. Not the greatest anyway. Like there's one chance he almost fucked up on where he tried tackling and they just went through him quite easily. But yeah, midfield. I thought the midfield was still somewhat decent, solid. Dewsbury Hall was probably one of our better players again today in this team. Yeah, I thought MUDRYK was again. MUDRYK's. I think we got to do with MUDRYK just playing all the way through to the Conference League at this point because give him good confidence and he's looking good in the Conference League. He's getting goals, he's getting assists, and he got another goal today. And Nkunku,
it was a good goal too.
It's a bit of a weird one with Nkunku because I don't think he was awful today, but he definitely could have got a few more goals for sure. Like that 1v1 with the chip. He just, I don't know if it's just him being arrogant or I don't care or I'm just going to do a nice stylish goal or something. I don't know what it is, but he still scored today for me, so that's all right. And he had good movement, good link up. I thought Sancho. I thought he's probably the best forward today.
100%.
Yeah, Sancho's good for me. It's good to see Sancho back getting minutes. He probably started in the Premier League, I think, after this performance today because he was probably maybe our best player. Outfield, definitely. Anyway, let's say that. Yeah. And Gooey, he's a Gooey man. Just given the opportunities, he won't get much opportunities. But I don't think he's he just wasn't that effective today, obviously. But I don't really expect a lot from him, to be honest. But yeah, it's a good result because now we got a nice, easy team. Our next game, I think, is against 24th in the table or something. So easy for Chelsea. But yeah, good. We got another 3 points in the Conference League, I guess.
Yeah, and listen, this continues our undefeated run in the Conference League, and let's hope to keep it that way. Obviously, we want to really establish that this league is too easy for us, to be honest. I don't want to say too easy, but we don't belong in this.
We don't belong in it, but I would Fiorentina or today a German league side. There's a couple of teams who's just they could be in Europa League, for example, as well, quite comfortably, I think. But yeah, we should be in this tournament.
Yeah, this should be a tournament that we look at as, and this is why I want to analyze this game from goalkeeper all the way up to the attack, one by one, because I think, for me at least, these games are the ones where I am paying closer attention to the individual performances than I am the result, because I already expect the result to be a win. It's one of those, not keeping me on the edge of my seat. I'm looking at what these players are doing on the pitch and how they're impacting the game. But Scott, you want to have your say overall on the game?
Yeah, I will say, first of all, I think a lot of my opinions are just going to come based off the first half. I missed a lot of the second half as I was out. I caught last 10 minutes, about 79th minute onwards, but I was kind of half watching. Saw the goal, but didn't see much past that. And yeah, so a lot of what I say is just going to be based on the first half. So, for example, if the player was better or worse, I have no idea. But yeah, I thought first half was okay. It was almost the first half was almost like a Premier League game in a way. It was very much like a basketball game. It was really end to end, and I think that's because we were the better team in terms of more talented, but defensively we're still so bad that we gave them chances. And so yeah, I think it was a kind of a frustrating first half in a way. We should have scored more than we did. But at the end of the day, we still played well. I think most of the team, especially in attack, played pretty well. Thought that Sancho and MUDRYK are really good today. As I said, especially first half. MUDRYK, his touch is still awful, but what can you do? It's
Yeah, he
MUDRYK
needs
still.
work for sure.
For Nkunku was okay. Like for like first half, fell off. And the thing I'll say about Nkunku, and I kind of was thinking this before the game, is he was playing in the 10 today, playing in his quote unquote best position. But today was a game, especially playing against a team that you're aware of. You played them last year. I more like Nkunku's performance today, like, was like the type of performance I would expect from like a kind of a Dewsbury Hall or I don't know, a Carney in that position. Like nothing about Nkunku today really stood out in terms of, okay, this guy's on a different level from everyone else. It's just like that's the disappointing thing. Is like he just at the moment, like I understand he scored. I didn't see the goal. I don't know how he took it, what it was like, or anything. But like it's first half, like it was just, I don't know, like he just comes across as another dude, like in the way he plays, which is frustrating. But it's kind of what I've been saying the whole season. Like nothing he's done up until this point, outside of the Bournemouth goal, there's been nothing he's done up until this point that is special in any single way, shape, or form. Which kind of sucks. Gui as well, by the way. Like I know he's 18 and he has some really nice like raw attributes. I think he's everything outside of what he does in the box is fantastic. Even his box presence, like his movement in the box, is quite nice. He has some of the worst finishing and worst shooting I've ever seen a striker have. Like,
I think it'll come in time. That's what I mean.
I don't know if it will, bro. I'm gonna be so honest. With how bad it is, like we can say what we want. Like Jackson wasn't this bad.
No, and I get that. I think today you can tell there was like a vast difference in the way he tried to finish today versus in previous game. I think in previous games he was more like just like urgent and more like I gotta score right now. Just shoot. Like, you know, nervous in a sense that had more of that nervous energy. Where today he was more like, okay, let me try to keep calm and composed, and maybe a little too calm. So I think with him it's just finding a balance. But let's actually start in between the sticks, right? I think today Jurgensen, this was the match that I think all of us were looking for, or at least some of us who were a little bit of Jurgensen doubters, myself included in that, needed to see, because today he had saves that were highlight saves. Like this team actually did test Jurgensen, and you know, we look at the stats today: 11 saves, 2.18 goal on threats faced. Is that what that means? GOT faced. Does anyone know? Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, so 2.41 goals prevented, and then 14 recoveries. And then there's another stat similar that also mentions that he registered 9 successful throws. And I think overall today, he had some pretty damn crucial saves. And his passing ability did stand out today. He was, you know, passing the ball. He did have one little blip, but that was mostly from Benoit giving him the ball when he wasn't paying attention. That's not really Jurgensen's fault. Big up Dark for the 21 months membership. Happy Turkey Day to the Americans. Big up to you, Dark. But you know, today, and we'll in this highlight reel, I'm sure we'll stumble upon it, 2 or 3 really big saves that, you know, could have changed the tide of the game. I can hear you, Prime. Just give me a minute. So overall, Jurgensen, I think, had a really good game, and today's game, as a result of his performance, I think the moment that this is another good save here. The moment Robert Sanchez falls, I think Jurgensen needs to take that advantage to really state his claim as starting over Sanchez. Go ahead, Prime.
That XGOT stands for goals on target.
Goals on target. There you go. Goals on. What did I say? Goals on threat? I don't even know. Goal on threats. Yeah, but no. Jurgensen had a good game. I mean, Prime, what are your thoughts on Jurgensen's performance today?
I've been telling people since preseason I've seen enough and that he should be our number one. People keep telling me they're not impressed by him. They've not seen anything. The guy is a very good goalkeeper, and Sanchez is the worst goalkeeper in this league. It's not a difficult decision to make. I think Villa is Sanchez's like make or break game. If he makes another mistake leading to a goal, I think he's done. Also, Sanchez is 1 yellow card away from a suspension.
Is he
So,
actually?
Yes. So
That's
either
crazy.
he makes a
For a
massive
goalkeeper,
error.
that's crazy.
Either he makes a massive error and we potentially lose the game, or he gets a yellow card and he misses the next game anyway. So, and the next game after that is Southampton, right? So,
Yeah.
regardless, like, listen, I'll take a big error leading to a goal, or maybe even potentially losing if it means he gets dropped, because the guy's awful, by the way.
I
Also,
want to point out something. Go ahead, Prime. Go ahead.
no, mention what you're going to say.
I was going to say, Sanchez doesn't save this against Arsenal.
Yes, I was going to say that. That shot, because Scott, you were on the Lewis's watch along. That shot, Sanchez would have conceded. And can I just say, you know how I've been saying, once Sanchez becomes our Europa League goalkeeper, I'll be worried. The game we had today at first half, if Sanchez is in goal, we're 1-0 down at halftime. That's a problem, guys.
I still don't know, because I agree with you in a sense of like he's worse than Jorgensen, so we'll probably concede a couple more, but equally like you can do the same up front. Like if we have Jackson instead of Gui, we're 3-0 up before this even happens.
I agree. However, again, we're still going to win the Conference League regardless. Well, if we have an off night in Europe, if we have a night like Newcastle or on a goal where Nkunku and Felix are just bombs, and we have it off and we can't score, all of a sudden we lose 1-0, and then the second leg we have to travel to some Eastern European country and make it more difficult for ourselves. And that actually has to be. That's
I'm not worried. I'm not worried with Sanchez in between the 6th and European Conference League now. Let's be real.
I didn't say we won't win it. And my point is Sanchez will make it more difficult than it has to be. I don't trust this guy.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair, but yeah, I think
it's fine. Again, people keep saying it's a joke. Let him play against Shamrock Rovers, and I'll prove to you how bad this guy actually is. I'll prove it to you.
We know. Like, I think my thing with Jorgensen today, especially first half that I watched, is like what was kind of weird is I actually think on the ball he wasn't as good in this game, especially in the first half, as he has been in other games. That's not to say he was bad, but I think he's been better in terms of passing than he was in this game. But his shot stopping was much better this game than we've seen in other games. But again, I think that's more not because he's been bad in terms of shot stopping. I think it's because he faced way more shots today than he has in other games.
Yeah, but
in terms of shots that he actually had the chance with.
But that's the thing, though, Scott. I think overall, I thought his passing was good today. But today, you mentioned like his passing ability not being as on point. I think that's okay because this opposition was a bit tougher, and they were pressing us a little more, and it was a little tougher to get good passes in. And even then, I still thought he had some pretty decent passes, line-breaking passes through the midfield that I think is impressive to see. And that's kind of like, I want to see, what I wanted to see was what Jorgensen, or how Jorgensen performed when there's a little bit more of a tougher opposition in front of you. And today I did see it. Like, yeah, I don't listen with any goalkeeper that plays from the back. I don't expect you to have perfect passing ability every game, but when it's up against Noah, I kind of do. Against this team that tested us a little more, I want to see how you pass when you're under pressure. I want to see how you pass when there's not as many open options and the opposition is a little tougher. And today impressed me. So I'm just saying, I think today it's now showed that, okay, Jorgensen has an argument. Whose mic is that? Jorgensen has an argument to start. And I agree. I think overall, like I said, right here, good passing. Overall, just good game from him. Mm-hmm. If Sanchez were to go to Conference League, I'm not too worried about it. Most of Sanchez's errors are from passing at the back. He does have his bozo moments from free kicks or corners and all that shit, but that's my least of my problems. Chris, you were going to say something?
Yeah, it is weird how the manager likes Sanchez because of his kicking ability, right? But we know his kicking ability is just dog shit most of the times. And Jurgensen today, his kicking was pretty good, and he didn't give it in stupid areas where a defender's right on his ass. He knew there's time to actually pass it out. So I'm not saying he's amazing, like obviously like kicking and shit like that, but he's more. I think he's a level ahead of like Sanchez's kicking. Sanchez's kicking is just brain dead half the time.
I don't think you guys truly understand how bad he is.
No, we do. It's just not like.
I don't understand what I'm saying.
He's the worst keeper in the league. Like he's off. He's
Prime,
by the way,
he's the worst keeper in the league, not the worst keeper in the world.
I said he's no difference to Kepa, maybe worse.
No. The fact you guys don't understand what I'm saying means you don't truly understand how bad he is. It's fine.
We understand what you're saying.
Let him play Conference League games. And
you said. I understand what you're saying, Prime. I think all of us understand what you're saying. He's not going to cost us a Conference League, which you didn't say. You still think we're going to? I know. I just said you didn't say that. I just said you didn't say that. I said he's going to make it tougher than it needs to be, and you're probably right. But regardless, it doesn't worry me. It doesn't worry me because even in the Conference League, even with a Sanchez Bozo error or a Sanchez mistake here, it's not going to cost us the Conference League. We should be more than good enough to comfortably win in the Conference League, in the final even, by 2-3 goals. Like, that's why, like, put him in the Conference League. This is a non-story. We don't have to make it a thing.
Bro, but I agree we'll still win regardless, but I don't want it to be difficult.
I don't care as long as we win.
But how difficult is difficult? Because, like, for example, if we have like a better team today, like say we play Heidenheim again, right? We play Heidenheim and the same kind of play happens today in terms of how open it was. We win this game like 5-3. At that point, I don't care. Like that's how I envision it in terms of makes it harder. We win 5-3 as opposed to we win 5-1.
True, but we're gonna be playing our second team in the Conference League.
We're not though. Not towards the end.
In the final, I don't know.
Towards the end, there'll be some starters,
in the round of 16 or quarterfinal.
Yeah, bro, we're gonna be playing nobodies.
Most likely,
I know we'll play nobodies, but these nobodies will still be able to trouble Sanchez.
Bro, if we can beat Brighton, that's what I'm saying. If we can beat Brighton with Sanchez, if we can get a result against Newcastle with Sanchez in between the sticks, then I expect Fiorentina to be the final. Then I don't expect us to not win against
Sanchez. We beat Brighton because of Palmer.
No, he didn't. No. He didn't say because
what I'm trying to get at is Sanchez was in between the sticks for those games I mentioned, and we were still able to win. So that's why, like, it was difficult. It was more difficult than if, for example, if Jurgensen was in between the sticks for those games. But we were still able to manage the win, and I'm perfectly okay as long as the result is there. And today, let's be honest, like we'll get to it, and Scott mentioned it. Today was made more difficult not because of the goalkeeper, but because of the attack.
Okay,
like we had to be so honest.
That's fine. Hey, whatever. You're calling me a madman. That's fine. Well,
I never. No one here said anything about you being a madman. Why are you putting words in our mouths? We agree with you, but it's not as big a deal as you're saying it is.
You don't understand. It's a quote, Marshall. Relax. Quote.
Yeah. Okay. Can I talk about Yogi Bear if that's fine?
Jurgensen? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Yogi Bear. So Yogi.
Huh? Go ahead, Kirby.
Yogi. What?
Jesus.
Yogi
Bear is kind of crazy.
I agree with what JC. I agree with what JC is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like Yogi Bear makes the same mistakes as Sanchez does, right?
What's the second mistake? Because the first mistake is the Badiashile pass, which I don't put it on him. I put that on Badiashile, if anything. He passes it to him when he's not even looking at him. He doesn't expect the pass. He surprisingly gets the pass in front of him.
Yeah, and, but here's the thing. So the thing what I agree with JC is, see, they make similar mistakes, right? For example, Sanchez let in a near post shot, and Yogi Bear did too. Oh wait, he didn't. He fucking saved the shot. So I don't know what the fuck JC is talking about with this disingenuous BS. And if you're saying agenda merchants, we were all in this panel, and every content creator that's a Chelsea content creator besides Ziad says Sanchez is shit. So I guess we all had a fucking conference of 150 people all together in a fucking Discord server and decided we're going to have a Sanchez agenda because we're all fucking dumbasses apparently. so stupid with these takes, JC. Second of all, I don't understand how you keep on saying, oh, it's our play style, when I've seen Jorgensen have better passing percentage with a shittier defense and
Yeah,
making
that's
better
true.
saves.
It's a really good point.
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure
understand
one-
this. He literally had 91 passing percentage for short passes in La Liga.
Yeah, like these are good passes. Like the ones in
What
this highlight reel
is
are actually
going
decent
on?
passes against a tougher opposition, right?
Oh
Then-
my god! And if you're talking about this shit, I've seen freaking Sanchez literally give a ball to a Liverpool player in front of goal, and he got lucky that it deflected back to him.
Mhm.
This shit Jorgensen is
Probably
not
someone is
doing.
like-
I don't know what this guy is thinking. I don't know
Again,
what
like-
you mean, JC. And if you're talking about, I've seen, you know how many games I've seen Sanchez fucking fuck up rushing quickly to the opposition player and making himself big enough? No, because he mistimes it. He mistimes it where he's not quick enough, or he mistimes it where he fucks up and gives up a pen. So I don't understand what this man is saying.
What are you gonna say, Scott?
I was just gonna say, I think the two things. Number one, I think, as I said again, like the passing for me, like today, I'm not even focusing on, because like we all know when it comes to passing, Jorgensen is levels clear of Sanchez.
Yeah.
Like it's not even close, right?
Today made it very clear.
Not even just today. Like as I said, like, there's been better games in terms of passing than today from Jorgensen, but like it's just the shot stopping. And I think that's the thing. And I think
Yeah,
with
the shot
Jorgensen,
stopping
this,
was what
this,
people weren't convinced on.
this performance doesn't mean that Jorgensen's an amazing keeper. Like I don't even think he's an amazing keeper. All
Yeah,
it solidifies is he's best. It's the same as Petrovic last season. No one's gonna sit here and say he's an amazing keeper. He's just better than Sanchez. That's the same
Yeah.
thing. Jorgensen's just better than Sanchez.
Exactly.
Right now, like it's not the bar. It shouldn't be the bar going forward. But this season, it's currently the bar. And considering that our goalkeeping group as a whole is in tatters, like it's bad. I looked at it today. It's genuinely woeful. Yeah, like you just got to like where we're currently at. You just need to go with the hot hand, which is Jorgensen.
Jorgensen gives me more confidence, and you're telling me it's not going to give that defense, which is far more superior than this shit, more confidence? Are you kidding me? This man, regardless of when the second he receives the ball, he's good with both feet. That's why I didn't even have to worry if he's kicking with his left foot. I've seen it so many times during this game, him passing it with his left foot. And if you're saying we have to persist with this, yeah, we have to persist with Poch. So what? It's the wrong fucking decision.
So here's the thing, JC. Like, I don't know how you're watching these games, error after error, every game, and thinking that we'll be okay with Sanchez when Sanchez has directly impacted the result of 2 games. So again, it's if you want to believe in Sanchez, that's you can die on that hill. But sorry, bro, it's Jorgensen right
Sanchez
now.
sucks.
Jorgensen, like, listen, I know Scott's saying he's not focused on the passing in this game in particular. I, for one, am, because when it's a tougher opposition, I want to see if you can continue to pass as well as you can versus like a Noah or something where, like, yeah, you had better pass percentage against Noah, but Noah's Noah. You know, like, I don't expect much from Noah in terms of like pressing ability and stuff. Heidenheim, they're still a Bundesliga side, and they were a decent one last season as well. So, listen, they gave us a little bit of a run for our money today. We kept a clean sheet, which is good, and part of it is in thanks to Jorgensen.
Marshall, sorry, one last thing. I want Sanchez to get a yellow card. I want us to win the game against Villa. I want him to get a yellow card, so then Jorgensen gets
By the way,
and then he can get Tottenham with the good
Go
stuff.
ahead, Scott.
I checked. He's on 3 yellow cards, not 4.
All right, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
he'd have to get a yellow card for both games, and then he'd be out for Tottenham.
Kind of mad to keeper actually get more than 5 yellows already, though.
Yeah, he's on 3, and like one of them was for the penalty against.
Liverpool.
Oh no, it wasn't a penalty against United.
Holy shit! I mean, according to SofaScore, Jorgensen got man of the match. I don't know if he got man of the match.
I mean,
at the end
he
of
probably
the
was man of the
match.
match today. Jorgensen
Yeah,
was
he had
really
11
good.
saves.
Yeah, he had
Alright,
a
just
phenomenal
sorry,
game
but
today.
I think all of Sanchez's yellow cards are for dissent or time wasting as well.
Yeah. Which
Oh, no,
happens,
no.
I mean,
Wait, no, I don't think one of them is. I think one is a penalty. The one against Bournemouth is a penalty based on the timing of it.
Yeah, the penalty in Bournemouth. We did concede a penalty, but then Sanchez saved it.
Yeah, but moving away from now Jorgensen, who I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think he did deserve man of the match. He was phenomenal today. let's go. Let's focus on the center backs, and I think the first one I want to focus on is your microphone.
We can't hear you.
You sound really
You're
low.
so quiet.
I can't hear you.
You're really quiet.
Just
I don't know what happened. You got really quiet.
I don't know how to change that.
Maybe bring the microphone closer to your mouth.
what happened?
You're closer to my mouth.
You can't. Yeah, it snap.
Yeah.
What happened?
What did happen?
Maybe I should come in and out.
Yeah, try coming in and out of the StreamYard or something.
Because,
That's weird because we were able to hear you before. Pause. We were able to hear you before. Now you're like really quiet.
You still can't hear me.
No, it's still
Yeah, if it's quiet, but we have to be super quiet to hear you a little bit.
I don't know if everyone can hear you
Oh,
on
that
there.
would be perfect. Everyone be super quiet and let me speak.
Let me
Or
try.
even then, it's not. Even then, even when like no one's talking and you talk, it's so.
You have to pay attention.
Let me see something here. Hold on.
really
I automatically adjust. I'm cranking your volume right now.
Pause.
Go.
Pause, first of all.
Oh yeah, we can hear you. I think.
Okay, I cranked up the volume on his end. All right, what are you gonna say on Jurgensen?
Like, even if that guy, JC, believes that they're both on the same level, that's at this stage, that's not even the point anymore. Like, Sanchez is performing so badly, the defense in front of him doesn't trust him. It's part of the reason why we conceded that penalty against Leicester. That mistake from Lavia is because he doesn't trust his goalkeeper to come out. So, like, ultimately, he should be dropped because he's just going to keep costing us mistakes. And eventually, it will cost us a game. The reason why it hasn't cost us a game yet is because we've got quality forwards. Well, ultimately, that's going to stop. They're going to draw a blank at some point and cost us a game.
Yeah, no, I get it. There's no disagreeing with that. So moving on to the center backs, I think I'll start off with Benoit. I think Benoit kind of reverted to Benoit of old. Not of old. I mean, of this season of old. That's what I mean. I think he had some good passes going forward, but there were moments where he was just not awake. And it's so frustrating because I want Benoit Badiashile to be the Benoit Badiashile that we got when we first transferred him in. But this game, and maybe this is just my opinion, but this game for me, he struggled a bit at times. Overall, I think an okay game, but at times I saw him struggling. I saw him lose the ball and put the defense in danger. And that's not what I want from my center back. And it's frustrating because you want Benoit to do well. I mean, did anyone else think he had some line breaking passes as well? Some, but I don't know. It wasn't enough to cover up the deficiencies there. But anyone else share the same thoughts or different thoughts on Benoit? Maybe they saw the game differently. I don't know, but I didn't think Benoit was that great today.
Badiashile?
No, the other Benoit.
I actually thought he's
What?
cool. No, I thought he's still like probably maybe our best defender today. I don't think he's amazing, but he didn't make any like no mistakes. Like I thought Disasi again, like he almost cost us a goal.
Well, he fucking passed the ball to Jurgensen when Jurgensen wasn't even looking, and Jurgensen had to yell at him.
Yeah. That's the only like that's just like communicating. Like,
Just has these
issue.
bozo moments in him. It's
I don't know if
nerve-wracking.
that's still the case, but I still think defensively he still looks solid. Blocking or intercepting or tackling, he still looked decent. He probably looks like our best defender today. So
You think so? Because I thought Tosin was pretty solid today.
I
I
don't
thought
think
Tosin was our best defender in the
maybe
back.
between them two for me, but because I don't think he's bad either. But
I agree with Chris.
yeah,
Because I thought Tosin stepped up today. I mean, you obviously you want him to step up against this kind of a team, but like I thought Tosin did pretty well to man the back and kind of just keep the defense solid and compact and pass the ball through the mid. Like he had some good threaded passes as well. I'm surprised. Yeah, he also had a chance to score, and he unfortunately he flubbed it. But which is from a KDH key pass. I would say that was a good cross from KDH.
I think it's definitely close between them,
Tosin.
but I still think not Tasasi. Badishile was our best defender.
I'm
As
looking at.
I think he's definitely
Badishile's-
starting against Aston Villa as well.
Benoit, you think?
I don't think he is.
You don't think?
I think
Games
Malagusa
happen.
comes into the side.
Yeah, I agree.
You think?
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
want to see like Fafana, Colwell, and Badishile again, but
I don't think so because I think Maresca said in his press conference he's saving. He didn't say saving, but he said that Pedro and Malagusa will be available for Saturday.
I can't see Neto starting. By the way,
I think he will.
because he's had a knock and stuff. I think he's going to start with. You know what he's going to do? Sancho, Palmer, and Madueke. Guaranteed.
I don't think Sancho starts.
You don't think? Sancho had a really
Yeah.
good game and he had minutes in today. Okay.
No, I agree. I
Who's
just
left side?
don't think.
Okay.
I think it'll be Neto and Madueke.
Yeah, but all right. I mean, anyone else have any thoughts on Tosin and Benoit? Because
I thought
Again, I
Badiashile
thought-
was decent, to be fair. Like, I thought he was pretty good. Not quite as good as Leicester, from what I saw, but like I still thought he was decent. Tosin I thought was okay. My thing with Tosin is like whose mic was that?
I don't know. I heard that too.
Tosin's meant to be I think he is the oldest centre back we've got, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's 27.
He doesn't play like he's 27. Like, there's no
Good
leadership,
thing
there's
or
no
bad
nothing.
thing? Oh,
Bro,
okay,
like, that's not, it's a bad thing, bro. He just plays like he could be 22 for all I know. Like, there's no leadership, there's no nothing. That's what I'm talking about. Is like that's what I expect from Tosin. That's where I want Tosin to differentiate himself from the other centre backs, because like you can clearly see with like Fafana and Colwell, even though they have their positives, one of their negatives for both of them is they have no real leadership on the pitch. There's no real like reading of the game as such. With Tosin, I expect that because he's older. Like I expect him to be the leader in the back, and it's like I didn't really see that today. But they were both better than the guy that had next to him. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Yeah, like they were both decent. I think Badishile was better, but it's like splitting hairs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Looking at this, it is-
I
He
could
did,
care
like,
less.
Tosin did set the tempo a bit. It looks.
I could genuinely care less about Sofa score. I'm being so real.
No, I'm just looking at the stats. So who gives a fuck about the score?
I mean,
itself?
hey, I go by Jose, man. If you read the game by stats, you're not watching the game of football. So
I thought they were both fine today. I'll be real.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think Tosin.
Really?
I think Tosin had a better second half in terms of on the ball, but I think they were both fine. My biggest problem in that defense was Axel Disasi.
Oh,
Bro,
sweet. Bring it, Jesus.
we really need to stop seeing Axel Disasi at right.
But
center
I also
back
want to
or
talk
right
about
back.
Battlefield for a second. I don't think they were good defensively. It
Talk to
once
me,
again showed why he's very similar to Levi Colwell, where he needs to play in the center because he can't cover wide spaces. You know, you see how many times this guy got burnt today
He
against
did that against
Heidenheim?
Leicester, though.
Yeah, but that was like switching on and off against a fucking 45-year-old Vardy and like
He
half
also
their
had
wingers
Cucurella.
injured. Like
Cucurella
Mavia Didi and all these
doing a
men were
shift.
injured. Their pacey
Yeah,
wingers weren't even
yeah.
there.
He also
I'm
got
not counting that too much.
Badishile got booked early, so he
Okay,
had to
well,
deal with
minute
that. I think again,
No,
I don't
he was
have a
getting yeah, but that's to do with positioning. I'm sorry, he was getting skinned alive
I know,
against Heidenheim in the first
I
half.
don't- Hey, bro, maybe that's because I focused more on Disasi today and how bad he was.
I get the note. I know, but we're currently on these two, and Tosin was at the better because he was central and he wasn't getting attacked as much in terms of, you know, the lack of pace. That it's
Less
the
pressure.
turning radius that the second there's a ball in behind, it takes Badishile 2 seconds to fully turn and then run after the man, and he's already a few steps behind by then. That's the issue.
CP, do you know what I think? Do you know? Wait, hold on, Scott. CP, you know we have 4 centre backs, right? And 3 out of our 4 centre backs are best in the middle of the back 3.
Yep, I know. That's the
That's
fucking.
joking.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, that's so
We-
jokes.
That's the problem.
That's incredible squad building. I can't lie to you.
That's what I'm saying. That's the issue. That's the problem, right? Like,
Incredible squad
I'm
building.
fine with Tosin. He's
And
free. He
funny
can be our
is,
fifth choice.
This wouldn't be a problem in a back 4. but because you play a back three, you need specialists. We
Yeah.
don't have that.
Like Fofana can do it. Levi, sure, we want centrally, but I guess Vega's on. I guess technically Vega has been playing center back for Portugal, and he plays center back, left back, DM, whatever.
But for
He can cover the
Chelsea,
wide
at Chelsea, he either plays left back, inverted in midfield, or
know.
he's played at DM.
Indeed, I know.
He's not played at centre back first,
I know.
which I
But-
want him to play. I prefer
Yeah.
him there. But
That's why I'm saying like you have to get rid of the French brothers because they cost money, and I'm fine with I'm fine with Tosin being a fifth choice center back in the future, right? He's for free, fifth choice, probably not too much wages. I don't give a fuck, right?
Also waste of time.
But these other two, dude, they're both covering wide spaces and they're both getting skinned alive. Both of these men are covering wide space and getting fucked over, bent over backwards. Desasi especially, and Badishil at times too.
Yeah. I mean,
That's Tosin's covering in the second team. He's covering the center area, so he's not getting skinned. But Desasi and Badishil are covering the wide spaces.
so
If we're going to be in the Champions League next season, and we want squad
Yeah.
rotation with the champs and the Prem, we are going to get fucked over.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't want to be misinterpreted here. I do think we can get better players than Desasi and Benoit, and there is a market for better center backs than those two. But
We had one.
Are you talking
We
about
have, we have
Chalobah?
one in our team that's loaned out in Chalobah.
Yeah,
I mean,
A better right
Chalobah-
winger back.
honestly,
he's better.
No,
better
no,
right
but
center back.
honestly, in the position that the Sasi's been used at, I would rather Chalobah, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's not even a positional thing, by the way. Because it wasn't even a positional thing with Desasi today. I will just say quickly on Benoit, before I move on to Desasi, the reason I think he was better in my eyes is just I noticed him way less than the other two. Obviously, Desasi was Desasi, and for me, as I said, Tosin, whenever I noticed him, it was just there was no commanding of the back line. So maybe that's just why I didn't notice Benoit anywhere near as much than the
I
other
can
two
see
in the
that.
first half. But yeah, Desasi, brother, fuck me, running what the.
Yeah,
I don't actually think that especially in the first half, I don't actually think I saw him complete a pass once he crossed the halfway line.
Nope.
There was 4 separate occasions where he just passes it into no man's land and loses the ball, and they're immediately on the break. Funnily enough, down his side.
Mm.
And for that comment about Anselmino, Scott has said this, and also
Oh,
others,
sweet.
he's not coming
Fuck
until
me.
the summer. First of all, he's not coming in January. Second of all, he's a 19-year-old kid playing his first full season for Boca Juniors. Even if he's a great talent, let him fucking develop, let him grow. He can be a fifth choice center back or whatever fuck he needs to be, or get loaned out.
Loan him out.
What we want to be by next season, which is being a consistent top four at the challenging side and being able to be at least 24th and up in the Champions League, he's not going to be good enough if we're putting all our hopes in Anselmino.
Just on Anselmino. I'll just say quickly on Anselmino. The thing is for me is even bringing him in to be a fifth choice centre back to do what?
Yep.
To do what? Who's he working off of?
That's not the question. That's
Get
not
him
the
playing.
question you should be asking. That's not the conversation we should be having. CP, you seem to know the best about this guy. What is his profile? In this back three, where would he play?
Honestly, he can play anywhere in the back three. He's very comfortable on the ball. He's once in a while played like a right center back ish, because when people push up, but mostly he's been a right center back. But I'm saying like right back. Sorry, that's what I mean. Like he's decent enough at covering wide spaces. He's very aggressive. I'll be frank with you, but he's young and has decent enough pace, so it's not like a turning radius of a fucking 28 wheeler fucking truck as Desasi is. So yeah, but like I said, I would do fifth choice for him at best. At best.
Okay, so
he's a great talent, but
I don't care about what choice he is. Where would he play in the team? Like, does he play on the left of the three?
I would put him. Well, the way our system is, if we're gonna say, let's say, Gusto's inverting or whatever it is, then he can be what Desasi is doing. He can do what Desasi is doing, which is cover that wide space.
And he can defend wide areas.
Yeah, he can do that.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But that's the thing too, that like we all know that Desasi's not good at defending those wide areas, but unfortunately he's. And again, I need to emphasize this because I know how you guys are going to twist this. I think there are better center backs out there. And I would even put Trevor Chalobah in that right now because of the form that we're currently seeing, especially in the right back, that wide right area, right? But I think all of us know that the Sassy's not playing in his preferred position.
No, it's not. No. We're not doing that anymore. Because like up until this game, I would have agreed. This game was the nail in the coffin because we were having this debate on Lewis's channel because Jimmy tried to run this. Oh, but he's a centre back playing right back. Number one, he's not a. When we're in possession, he's not a right back playing centre back. He's playing right centre back in a back three.
Mm-hmm.
So he's playing centre back when we're in possession. Number two, none of the things he did today that were wrong were because of he was a right back. Like him giving the ball away, he could give the ball away playing as a frigging goalkeeper. It's still bad. He could give the ball away playing as a striker. It's still bad. He could play centre back and give the ball away. It's still bad. Him giving the ball away does not mean that.
That's the frustrating part too, right? Because like I remember specifically when he came from Monaco, that his ball playing ability was a trait of his that we were impressed.
And
by.
even Monaco, even his first season was really good at ball playing. Under Poch was like one of his like main things. The second thing is as well is like it's not a positional thing when you're making a challenge to win the ball back and then decide to just stop and look at it while another player comes along and then megs you. Like that's not a positional thing. That's you're just thick. You're just not concentrating. Like that. That's why it's not a positional thing. This guy, man, this guy is just not it.
Like
he just
the thing with Sassy is like, I don't know. I don't actually think he's as bad as what he's made out to be. I do agree with the whole like he's not a right back thing, but like Scott says, you're playing in a back three. It should be slightly easier. However, I think his best position is when he's defending the 18-yard box. If he's in the middle of our back three, I think he'd be a lot better. But ultimately, whether it's the numbers that we have, like we shouldn't have bought Tosin, we could have just let the Sassy do that role or whatever. The Sassy's not really needed to play the best of his ability, so he needs to go for that back. It's not necessarily about him being a bad player. It's just he's not suited. And also, whether or not he's playing out of position, it's just the simple fundamentals that he's supposed to be good at. He's not doing that anymore. Whether that's confidence or whatever. Like, unfortunately, he just has to go. And if we can get rid of him in January or the summer, that'd be best. But then again, that's also provided that, what's his name? Josh Atchington signs a contract. If he signs a contract and he starts playing as a backup, right center back, right back, whatever, then we can then let the Sassy go. But I still kind of stand by what we should have done in the summer is not buy Tosin at all and just let the Sassy be the backup in that back three. Because I think he's actually good there. We haven't seen him yet, but I think he'd actually be suited to playing in the middle of that back three. He's big, he's strong, he's commanding, he can actually play with the ball at his feet. But I don't know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but I think gotta go.
I think in terms of, by the way, the like Josh Achimpong thing, I disagree regardless of what happens. Like for next season, I mean, especially if this Reece thing continues, then like we're gonna need to go and get someone else because I'm not having like unless Achimpong plays like proper minutes this season, like in the Conference League, I'm not going into next season with him barely playing. Like especially in the Champions League and in the league, like I'm just as good as he might be, I'm not doing it. Like I'm just not doing it. Like so unless do you know what? Actually, do you know what I do? I'd go and get another centre back and move Fofana to that position. Like have Fofana be the backup or the starter and Gusto the backup, whatever. And then go and get a proper centre back, like I know like a Tar or something like that. It won't be a Tar, but first name that comes to mind.
Yeah, and I agree, Scott, because even if Josh does sign, right, I don't think he's of the level to really fulfill the role of being, our backup right back yet. I think he can do well in like cup matches or like conference league matches, but at the highest level, like a Premier League or Champions League, I'd much prefer someone who has kind of been tested in that position a little more, has a little bit more experience in first team minutes, so on and so forth. So I think we do need to potentially, depending on how the Reece situation turns out, which I don't have high hopes for, I do think in the summer it would be wise to scout and look for a right back that we can eventually, we could probably integrate into those games now, but can eventually compete to be a starter.
Do you guys want another reason why we will need to move on from Reece?
Yeah,
That I only thought about, I think today or yesterday, that I haven't heard anyone mention.
By the way, but go ahead.
Thank you. I haven't heard anyone mention. So we've got we're playing basically 2 games a week this season. Then we go straight into a Club World Cup.
Yep.
Then we're going straight into next season, no break, nothing. And then we're going straight into a World Cup. And then players are going to get a very short break and then go straight into another season. We're playing 3 seasons back to back.
Yeah. It's gonna be insane.
I think between the Club World Cup and the next season we have like a 2-week break or something like that.
It's like 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks technically.
Oh, 3 weeks. Cool. It's basically like because it's probably going to be 2 weeks, I'd assume, because you probably want to get one more, depending on how far we get in the competition. You can have a couple matches in there, like friendlies. You'd assume, like unless we get to the final, like I'd assume we're gonna get a couple friendlies. So it's probably like 2 weeks.
Regardless on the amount of weeks, it's semantics. Like it's still short. It's still basically 3 seasons back to back. And with Reece, like we need to think about the future without him. But ultimately, even if we don't sell him, if he stays in the squad, he is going to be like he's here for rotation. He's here as a squad player until he can prove he can actually stay fit. He's not a starter anymore. He cannot be a starter anymore. We can't risk bringing him in. He plays a game, then he gets injured again in a warm up or something. We can't keep doing this.
And I was just checking the contract just because I was curious. Ronald Araujo, not the Benfica one, the one in Barcelona. His contract expires 2026. So this summer in 2025 is going to be 1 year away. If you want someone who can play the right back role, literally has played right back at times for Barcelona against Vinny, when he used to lock him up the last few times, Vinny's had the advantage, and play center back, you put in 60 million from Barcelona with their poor asses, and you fucking get him. That's what you do.
Which right back, sorry?
Araujo, like the Barcelona one.
Oh.
Yeah.
He has a year left after the summer in 2025 in his contract.
Wait, the Uruguayan guy?
Yeah, the centre back. He's right back.
Oh yeah, because he can play centre back.
Because he's centre back and he's played right back at times too. On Barcelona,
he's very good. Yeah.
He's locked up Vinny when he used to play right back in 2022 and 2023. In 2024, he got his ass whooped.
I mean, with the system we play, it could.
But Barcelona possession-based system, you get him. He's going to be in those last year in the summer. You fucking pay 60 million, you get him, and you get Jonathan Tah on a free. If this club is serious at all for pushing for this league next season.
Where does Jonathan Tah play? What position?
Bayern Leverkusen. He's captain. Bayern Leverkusen.
He plays in the middle of the three. So what happens to Colwell?
Bench.
No, yeah.
Realistically, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I think Colwell could play left centre back. To be fair,
he cannot.
I think he can. I think he can.
Here's the thing, Prime. You can risk it when you have 2 other players that are so good at their positions, experienced enough. You can have someone learn to play that wide position. If I have an Araujo and I have a Jonathan Tah, who've both won leagues, been captains, and everything, and played in major competitions like Champions Leagues, I can trust them, and they're all in their prime ages.
I hear what you're saying, but this is not like Chalobah playing right centre back next to Thiago Silva and Rudiger. This is Levi Colwell, who is supposed to be this generational English centre back that's the future for Chelsea and our captain.
Well,
with the ego that he
has, he literally played left back, and if he's going to play in Tuchel's system, he's going to be playing in a back. Tuchel plays back 3 majority of the time.
I know, but like this is supposed to be his club. He's supposed to get the captaincy from Reece James, I've been hearing
Yeah,
that
he
talk
can
since the
play
summer.
left centre back.
Yeah, why?
No,
What's going to stop him if he's left center back?
Hold on. Like
let's.
I don't know. Maresca's season in the middle of this back three. So
Well, it depends.
I doubt.
Yeah, no,
I doubt we're gonna bring in Tah. Alrejo makes sense.
No,
I
we
like
put-
him.
Yeah, I was
He's
gonna
very
say
good.
Araujo makes sense.
But
but-
I don't think we're bringing in Tah.
the thing is, then if they're not going to do the Tar thing, then they have to go and do like. Then another option is maybe you bring in Lukeba and play him left centre back. Then, like,
Mhm.
Yep.
or someone like that, or like we wouldn't. Or I don't know if he'd leave, but like a Bastoni or something like that, where it's like.
I love
That's
Bastoni.
yeah.
Because I think Colwell can play left. I think Colwell can play left centre back. He's played there before. Like he was there under Brighton, and he was there under Huddersfield, and he played really well at both clubs. I think the issue with him playing out wide came because of Pochettino. I think if Enzo could coach him to be able to, or someone could coach him to like go back to how he was under Brighton.
His best games, you could say, are that quote unquote 5-game stretch where Cucurella inverted, right? Quote unquote, right? That's where we were decent. We were on a 5-game run. Oh my God, this defense is kind of good, right? He was playing left. I'm saying.
I don't know how. Okay.
I'm only saying this if we get Araujo and Todd, that I'm willing to try him at left.
Okay, that's
You know what
fine.
I'm saying because of the
Yeah, that's
experience.
the thing. I think
Scott, did you watch him and Huddersfield when he played left back?
I didn't watch him. He wasn't left back. He was left centre back in the 3. I didn't watch him at Huddersfield outside of like 1 or 2 games, but even then it was sporadic. I just heard really good things. Like he was one of the best centre backs in the league, despite playing for Huddersfield. And I watched a few games at Brighton, and basically, I think every game he played at Brighton, he was left centre back in a 3.
Okay, because I watched him at Huddersfield in the playoff things.
Yeah, playoffs. He scored an own goal, I think.
Yeah, at Brighton, how did he do at left centre back?
He was good.
Defensive.
Like every game I saw him, he was good. Like I don't remember him being bad. That's the thing. That's why I was so happy about him coming into the team. I mean, I was so hyped for him when he came in. It's because of how he was playing.
Yeah.
But as I agree with what CP said in the sense of like, if he does play there, he's going to be the youngest of the 3, which like he kind of is now anyway. But it's like it'll be a gap at least of like more than a year. So he'll have guys next to him where it's like he can like right now he can't afford to make a mistake because he's next to Fofana or Tosin or Badiashile or Disasi. Like it's like, whereas like even if he makes a mistake and he's got a Sanchez behind him, hopefully, God willing, like if we actually recruit properly, he can afford to make a mistake sometimes because he'll have a Tar next to him or he'll have, you know, or I don't know, a Costa or something behind him. It's like okay,
Sure.
like you can learn into that sort of thing.
But even then, like, even now with the way we're set up, I think it's really helpful for Colwell, if he were to play in that position, to have someone who is more defensively sound on that left-hand side, like a Renato Vega or like a Cucurella, right? So that's always going to help you because it's not exposing you nearly as much to what, you know, Levi had to be exposed to at left back last season when we had no defense at all, and he was just constantly just being. I mean, Levi even came out himself and said like he hated playing that left back position. He hated it. So at left center back, you know, we've seen it a little bit with Brighton. I think Colwell is perfectly capable of that, and if it means that we get someone who is more experienced, a more serious center back, I'm all for it. It doesn't have to be Ta. I don't think Ta is the answer. I mean, obviously you guys disagree on that, but I think there are options out there that we could potentially get, especially this upcoming window, because there will be some center backs going on a free, depending how the season goes.
Well, Todd's on a free. That's what we're saying. That.
Well, he's currently on a free, but like I think at the end of the season you have like Laporte, Ruben Diaz, like there's some more options out
No,
there.
but Ruben is he on a free? Is Ruben Diaz on a free or?
I think he's going to be on a free at the end of the season.
Yeah, potentially. I think.
What's going on with what's his name? Heidenheim?
Capier?
Apparently,
he's still on contract.
From what I read a tweet yesterday or earlier, apparently he's not been as good this season as he was last season. Like he's been like quite underwhelming this season.
I mean, that Leverkusen team
And also,
was
Marshall,
as
you're
good as
wrong
last
about
season.
Diaz. His contract expires 2027.
Oh.
That's why I'm checking these people's contracts right now. That's why I'm doing that.
Oh shit. So
Yeah.
is Laporte not ending at the
Let
end
me
of the
check.
season?
Laporte's
Even if
been
you think
in Saudi. I don't want Laporte.
Yeah, that's the thing that is Laporte. The
Laporte is
issue I have
2027.
with Laporte is like the money. Like I don't know because if I'm him, do I want to come back to the Prem for a team that isn't City for way less money than I would have been on? Like,
how much is he at City? I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have a quick.
I don't know what he was on at City, but like, if I'm Laporte and I'm leaving Saudi, it's because I'm going back to Spain. I'm gonna be so real. Like that's the only way.
I could see. It's wishful
Imagine going
thinking,
back to a
really.
nice hot country to.
Yeah, like if I'm him, I go back to Bilbao and just finish my career at Bilbao.
Wait, is he from Bilbao? Is he Basque?
Yeah,
he's Basque. So right now at Al Nassr, he's earning £405 £405,000 per week.
What the fuck?
At Al Nassr, right now in Laporte. So he'll need to do that by 1/3 almost for us to fit in our wage bill, or by half, because there's no fucking way we're paying 300.
Wow, Diaz is on at 180. Chelsea could definitely pay like 200k.
180?
Yeah, Diaz.
Damn.
Am I the only
it's
one?
absolutely good. It's got tech next to it, so it's legit.
Am I the only one that has a massive question mark on Diaz?
I mean, for free, I would take.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you after this season.
Yeah.
No, I've always had a massive question mark on Diaz.
But no, but like,
Really, because when I'm hearing Man City fans, they're saying Pep's never been great at coaching defenses, and they're saying they're noticing even more so because Diaz is not besides John Stones and how bad John Stones is looking. I've been hearing that from Man City fans the past 2 weeks, especially, like from different channels. I'm saying that same tune. Ruben Diaz isn't there for leadership, even to help guide these men, and they're getting exposed even more.
But even with Ruben Diaz and what questions you may have about his defensive ability, it goes without question that if he comes into the team, he raises the level.
Yeah,
I'm not talking. Yeah, but leadership is one thing, but I'm not going to bring in a leader that I don't rate defensively.
But he'd be better. He'd be our best defender. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yep. Come on, Varishil and Disasi.
He's better than Varishil. He's better than Disasi. He's better than Tosin. He's better than Colwell.
I hate this mindset Chelsea fans have. Oh, he's better than what we have. I don't care. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I've always had question marks on Diaz.
Like, what are you going to do? Get Marquinhos? Like,
no, to be, I kind of get what Prime's saying in a sense of like it's a similar mindset to how we're like with when we're talking about like when people talk about Kelleher and go, oh, he's better than Sanchez. Like that's not the bar. That should never be the bar. And I kind of get what Prime's saying. It's kind of I know, but I get what like Prime's saying in a sense of like I disagree with him in terms of how he feels about Diaz, but if that's how he feels, like we all have those players that we kind of, even if they play well when they're playing for a big team, there's always that like I don't know though. And it's so like I kind of understand of like with as bad as our centre backs have been, saying they're better than what we have isn't necessarily the highest of bars.
Yeah, it's not the strongest argument. I get that, but I feel like Ruben Diaz is like, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. Jonathan Tah cost you no money is on 50K a week right now. Leverkusen.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna full out just put it out there. With Jonathan Tah, I'm not convinced. I think he had a brilliant season against Leverkusen, but prior to that season, I just never saw Jonathan Tah as like a viable
that could be like a Rudiger
option.
thing, right? Like Rudiger was shit, and then with
Rudiger has kept up until
Rudiger was. I think the difference between the two is Rudiger was younger when he came.
No, I know, but they got good around the same time. Rudiger
is Tah still good though? Like that's the thing.
Tah is 27 when he won the league with Leverkusen undefeated. By the way,
I know that was last season, but this season I'm talking about right now. Because
Rudiger
had that good Champions League season, and he kept it up, and he's still keeping it up at Real Madrid. With Tah, I think it's been one good season, and he's dipped again. Like
no, he hasn't dipped. It's just that you have a Bayern Munich who literally can spend unlimited money with getting fucking Elise and whoever they want, while these guys have to be like bare bones.
Plus, I think that season they had.
Are you going to compete with a man who, when they can spend 100 million on a Harry Kane, while Leverkusen never won a league?
They did last season.
Yeah, for one season.
Yeah.
You're not expecting them to win the league every season after this. You're expecting them to be in the top four.
I'm expecting you to have good performances or something close to that. Like you rebuild, because at that point too, like we're talking about a Leverkusen that the season prior to last, they were in near relegation.
Bayern have lost 0 games and Leverkusen have only lost 1 game.
They've drawn a lot.
Look at the table. I'm looking at the table.
I'm looking at the table. They're 4th. They've won 5 games, drawn 5, and lost 1.
Yeah.
Marshall, it could be one of those things where it's like Remember after
Lost
we won
one
the
game
Champions League, right? And
Five
then
draws, yeah.
people thought after we won the Champions League, people thought we challenged and stuff. And then we came back from the Club World Cup, and then we just fell off a cliff. Like, it could be one of those things where the team is just performing badly, but yet Rudiger was still doing his thing and still performing well.
Yeah.
So I've not watched Leverkusen. I don't know.
I just don't see Ta. I just don't think Ta's been that person. But then again, you're right. I haven't been watching Leverkusen. I can't speak highly on Ta. But like, maybe if I pay more attention, maybe I'll have a different opinion on him. But I just think over the seasons, I've not been convinced by the guy.
And the same way I have my question marks on Diaz, like.
No, and I get like Ruben Diaz. I get where you're coming from because I don't think Ruben Diaz is like of the level like a Marquinhos, right? Like I've seen Marquinhos plays, and Marquinhos is a clear good center back, right? But Ruben Diaz has his moments where it's like, okay, you can see the deficiencies in his offending. But considering he has that mentality, the leadership, and the level he's at as a center back, if he comes into this team, I think he raises the bar for everyone else too. It's not
even that. I just think Diaz had an elite season like 3 years ago, and people still think he's that defender when he's not anymore.
He's not. However, the season after that, he was exposed.
However, I do also understand Pep doesn't really set up in the best way to help his centre backs. He exposes them a lot.
Well, we see that without Rodri now, huh?
So, like, I'm someone who rates John Stones highly. I defend him a lot, but I realize he gets exposed because of what Pep does. So I don't know. Diaz in this system, in the middle of the three, he's a leader. He can actually command the call. That could also help Fofana as well, because I'm someone who makes a point of, I don't think we necessarily need a right back per se. I think you can pick Fofana as that right-sided centre back in the three.
Yeah, potentially.
So I don't know.
I am still of the ilk. Like we should get a profile like Renato Vega on that right side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Araujo, 1 year left, you get him.
Yeah, I could see Araujo.
I think you could still use Fofana.
Time will tell. He had a solid performance against Leicester, and then he did it again. Was it West Ham? Was that the game where he played right back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. Like I need to see more of a test pool to really be confident with, Fofana doing that, because it wasn't until recently where, okay, now I'm seeing Fofana make a little less mistakes than the first 10 or 9 games of the season. And that's the issue that we've had with Fofana this season, was the little bozo moments, little mistakes, the little shakiness. And I know that, this is his first season back in a long time, so I'm going to be patient, obviously. But, there's a matter of, like, is this a patience thing, or is this just how Fofana is? So, time will tell Fofana.
We've been seeing Fofana playing this back on the right of the three all season, though.
Yeah, but not like how Disasi's being used, like as an actual right back.
No, but Disasi's not being used as a right back. He's playing on the right of the three.
When we have the ball, he's being played as a right back.
I say no. He's not as a right back. Do you mean as like when we're out of position?
Listen, I view this defense as a back three, regardless. So, like when we have the ball, it's a back three. And Fofana has been playing as that right-sided centre back in the three, because remember when Cucurella was playing. Remember when Cucurella was playing on the left, it was Colwell in the middle, Fofana on the right, and then Gusto was the one inverting.
Yeah.
Still a back three. I think we're fine with Fofana playing there, so long as you bring in either a left-sided centre back or someone to play in the middle. And the guy that comes in has to be a leader. He has to be captain material.
I mean, we'll see. Time will tell with that. I think we need to. I personally think I want to see more of Fofana playing the same role he played at Leicester for me to determine if he's going to be that solution going forward. He could be, but I do want to see. We do need to definitely recruit a little more on the defensive side of things, because right now, the Monaco twins are not doing it for me. Speaking of defensive. I think we need to move on to the midfield or the left back or the inverting left back. And Renato Vega, who I think today had another solid performance. Not really much I can say on Renato Vega. I think he's been one of our great signings, and I think the role that he's playing, the shift that he's putting in, he's a solid player, man. He is a solid player. Like, I have confidence whenever he's on the pitch that he's going to do a good job. And I mean, I don't know if there's really much to discuss on him before we move on to the other midfielders we have on that pitch. But does anyone want to have their 2 cents on Renato Vega? Your microphone. Nope. Nope.
This is going well.
What the fuck did you find that video?
That's I don't know where you found that, but that's jokes. I thought Vegas was okay.
You need to do that with Armored takes now, like
No.
when he has a take.
Again? Hello?
There
I
you
was
go.
quiet again.
It's quiet again. I think your cable's going bad, bro. Yeah, I think the cable's going bad because you mute sometimes it's quiet, and sometimes it's fine. We'll manage. But go ahead, Scott. You were talking on Vega.
I think he was okay. Like, yeah, like nothing amazing. Like,
Yeah. Nothing
I don't know.
He did a job.
I'm still unsure. It was working at the beginning of the season, but I don't know if it's working now. I'm unsure as to whether this inverting into midfield role is working for him, or whether he wouldn't just be better in the back three.
Yeah.
Playing left centre back.
But he has some good games in midfield where he inverts, like, and he's just solid, like almost like just physically, like he's imposing and he does well to maintain the
What was
ball,
that?
and sometimes he has some good progressive
Did he-
passes.
Did he play in the last Conference League game?
Against Noah, I think he did. Let me look this up real quick. Chelsea.
The last game I remember him playing in, obviously he was actually in midfield this time, not inverted into midfield. The last game I remember him playing kind of in midfield was that Newcastle game, and he was horrible.
Yeah, he was inverting against Noah
Oh, interesting.
with
Maybe it was
Enzo
Noah.
Fernandez.
Maybe it was just Noah and I didn't realise.
But against
Yeah,
Newcastle, he wasn't inverting though. He was the
No, he was just the
center
midfielder,
mid.
but he was still crap, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's working as well as we were hoping. I'm not saying it's like awful, but I'm saying I don't know if it's the last few games. If it's been as good as we'd seen previously at the start of the season.
Yeah. I don't think this game was an outstanding game for him, like we've seen in earlier games, but I think for just doing the job that's asked of him, I think I'll say this. I think today he gave a good platform for Casadei and KDH to show their strut, right? And we'll go on to KDH actually. When I tuned into the game, frustrating. First 20 minutes of that second half, but then I think once he got more involved in the attack, I think I saw a better KDH. He had a much better performance this game than he had all season so far. And I think with KDH, I want to see more of that. I do want to see more of that. If you're going to come into this team, right, coming off of the Leicester season you had where you were top GNA, I want to see some type of attacking prowess. Like this game, he was able to play his preferred position. He was attacking more. He was more of a 10. I think more of like going back and forth between left and right, attacking 10, laying it off to the winger, which, it can be boring at times. It's probably a tactical thing as well to just, lay it off to the winger rather than just create or like do a chip pass or a through ball through the middle or something like that.
I mean,
Fine.
these players don't normally care about stuff like that. So
Yeah. So for me,
normally.
like that first half, you saw the free kick that Tosin could have had a goal with. That was good. That was brilliant of him. And then he had the key pass to Sancho, which Sancho then gives it to lays it off to Nkunku, which actually I can just show it right now. I have it. I mean, why not? This is the MUDRYK one. This is the Jadon Sancho one. So I'll put it on my screen right now. So KDH involved goal involvement. So he had 3 key passes today. The one, obviously, Tosin doesn't put away, but this is one of them. That's KDH right there. Lays it off to Jadon Sancho, and Jadon gets into the box. It deflects a bit, regardless. Still, does it deflect or does he chip it?
Yeah, it looks like I'm pretty sure it deflects. It didn't count as Sanchez's assist, I don't think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I think it did. I think he got 2 assists out of this.
When I looked at
don't
his
know.
stats, it showed only 1 assist for me.
Yeah, I think he actually does chip it a little bit.
Yeah, he hits defender, and they don't class those.
I don't think it hits the defender, Chris.
I'm pretty sure it does.
We'll find out in a bit. But regardless, like, I think overall, like, KDH was his settings. Wow, I'm reading private chat. What I was going to say is Maresca stopped playing Vega in the midfield, play him in left CB in the back 3. All right, yeah, potentially. Vega has had bad first halves and then improves in the second half in the midfield, but I'd rather him invert and do what he was doing today. But I think today, with his role, it was allowing Casadei and KDH more ability to do what they want to do in terms of expressing themselves. But I think KDH overall today, like after watching that first half, overall a good game. There were moments where I was frustrated, where he just, you'd be in attacking positions, and rather than through ball it or pass it forward or pass it even to the side, you're passing it back to the center backs. And it was frustrating. It was frustrating to watch that. But at the end of the day, he ends up getting a key pass to Jadon, progressive pass for that one. I think for the MUDRYK one, again, he was also involved. KDH right here as well. Gets the ball right here, and then 1-2 with Jadon, and Jadon finds MUDRYK. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to see from KDH. That's what I want to see from KDH. I want to see more of that. I want KDH to be more involved in the game. But I mean, I guess Chris, we'll start with you, man. What are your thoughts on KDH's performance today?
I quite like KDH today. I thought it was pretty good. It's like almost in a way, in a sense, not like quite exactly like Enzo, but in a way like Enzo, more of a creator and link up passer and all that. And he was heavily involved in the 2 goals for sure. You can call it he didn't get the direct assist, but it's still very important what he does. And without KDH today, we probably don't win today. Actually, I think he's a very good part of the squad, like build-up play and stuff. So I quite liked it for him today. Obviously, I want him to improve, so he gets more minutes in the Premier League. Because I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League right now. But if he can build his confidence in the Conference League, and I quite like what I saw today. I'm not his biggest fan. When he first joined here, when we talked about it on the transfers, I think, why do we need this guy? Like, he's just a pointless signing. But I have nothing against the guy, agenda-wise or nothing like that. I think he had a good game for sure today. I think he's probably, to me, top 3 player today for sure. Yeah, maybe top 2, but top 3 for sure. Yeah, I quite like. He's really good today. He's definitely one of the better players today.
And he got a full 90, which he needed to get a full 90. This is what I mean. Like, that's why, like, in games like today. Yeah. Oh, maybe did he get subbed off?
Yeah, he got subbed off. Well, he got 90 minutes technically. He didn't last the whole game.
I take your word for it, but
he came off for Raksaki. But I think it might have been like it might have been like the 90th plus 1 or something. That's why I say he might have got 90 minutes. Quite, he didn't get a full game.
Yeah, he got 90 minutes. There you go.
Who did he come off for?
Raksaki.
Who the hell is Raksaki?
C1. Oh, you won't get that joke.
Huh? But I think this is a game that KDH needed. That's why I was saying earlier in the stream when we started, like, this is the type of game that you pay attention to all the individuals, because you want to see what these individuals are doing, and if there's an argument to even bring them up to the Premier League side. And listen, I'm not saying today was the game that KDH won over Chelsea Hearts, but it's a start. It's a start. It's definitely the best game he's had so far. And listen, I'm not saying you got to get goals and assists, but if you're involved in the game and you're creating the chances like you were today, and you're dangerous on the ball and you're involved, then I'm all for it. Then I see the purpose of the signing. I think today is also fair to say he got to play more in an attacking 8 role that he wanted to play. He was in like the kind of in the half spaces from left and the right side. Scott, do you have any thoughts on KDH's performance today, or at least based on what you saw?
I thought it was pretty good. I wouldn't say this was his best performance I've seen from him this season. Again, just based on what I saw for the first half, I think that was Ghent. I really liked him against Ghent. Yeah, like I thought it was good. And I think it's nice to see him get like the minutes in the Conference League, because like you said, like he's not playing in the league. Like he's just not, apart from like pity minutes here and there, because he's fourth choice midfielder. Sorry. So like he's not really going to get that many minutes in the grand scheme of things. So it's nice to see him play. Like hopefully he can just carry on, like developing and playing and whatnot. Like I don't have much more to say, to be honest. Doing this, like I think he's better than people have. Like I think he's better than people have been saying he is this season. I don't think he's performed to the level that he is at, like for the most part. But I think he's certainly better than people like want to say he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not shit. I'll say that. I just think. Well, I never said he was shit, but I think my criticism of him was always the fact that I don't think he's as impactful as I'd like him to be. And I don't think he makes as big of a difference on the pitch as I'd like him to be. Today, different story. But in previous games, it's just, I don't know. I haven't been impressed. Today, I am impressed. He did do a lot more on the pitch today than in previous games. Go ahead, Prime.
I think he played well today, but I think he's also had good games and the other games he's played. I'll be real. But I think people only speak on it today because he contributed to. I mean, he didn't get an assist technically, but like he contributed to the goal.
Both the goals, yeah.
Yeah, but he's had these same performances in the other games he's played, but because it didn't contribute to a goal, people kept complaining. But I think he's been good this season. Like again, he's done what I expected him to do. He's a squad player that was always going to get Conference League minutes. I expected nothing more. Is what it is.
I agree. I agree with what Prime said there in terms of like, what he said about in terms of like the goals and assists things. I think that's. I'm not saying you're saying this, Marshall, but like when people say, "Oh, he hasn't had enough impact on the team," like in my mind, they're saying he hasn't done enough in terms of goals and assists. But he's never been that guy. Like last year was his like.
He was that guy last year for Leicester.
Yeah, but number one, he was playing in the Championship, and it's just a different level. Like it's just a different level. And number two, even like, what did he get? Like 12 goals in the Championship?
I can look up his stats right now. KDH, where are you, bro? So last season in the Championship, all right.
Yeah, it was 12 goals, 14 assists.
Right, he found it.
Which is also, like that's decent, but it's also like it's not pulling up trees. It's not unreal.
Yeah.
True, but I expect that number from a player that's better than the Championship, playing in a squad that is better than the Championship.
Yeah, I also agree with that as well. And I think he's what I disagree with. He's certainly a Premier League level player, like 100%. He's just not top 4 level player, which is like I don't think anyone expected him to be. Like if it wasn't for us signing him, he'd be playing for Brighton, which is what top 6 or maybe top 8 at worst.
I think he's a Brighton, Spurs, Newcastle level player. He's not like a top 4 pushing towards title level.
Newcastle, I don't know, and Tottenham, I don't know, but yeah, Brighton, he can definitely play in. I think like
I could see him in Brighton.
I think he'd play for Brighton, or I think he'd play for Newcastle or Spurs. Easily.
Maybe. But yeah, like he's kind of like that level, like just below top 4, like Europa League level kind of, and like anywhere from like 8th to 5th kind of level player, which is like what most of us expected from him as a player in general.
Because he came to replace Gallagher, and Chelsea fans have an emotional attachment to Gallagher, they're going to over-criticize KDH. But in reality, like I'm not saying you, Marshall, fans. Like what did people expect him to do? Like, he's performed, in my opinion, performances take out goals and assists. He's performed better in these Conference League games than Felix and Nkunku, in my personal opinion. But people will rave about Felix and Nkunku because they're scoring goals and getting assists. I think he's performed, they've been on the same level in terms of performances.
I agree with that. I think the main difference.
I feel like that's
sorry,
a little bit of a
I think the
stretch.
main
Go ahead.
difference between the two, in terms of actual performances, I agree. I think the main difference between those two and him is just the goals and assists thing. It's what we come back to.
Yeah.
Which I'll say it again. Like, how many goals and assists were you expecting this guy to contribute?
I think so. This was my problem with KDH, and obviously CP. You know, I'd like to hear from you as well. But I think with KDH this season, I expected not goals and assists, right? Like, so let's take the goals and assists out of this, right? This is just my perspective, and I'm trying to kind of like come from the angle of rational Chelsea fans in this. With KDH this season, I was expecting a player that is hitting his prime. He is going to improve off of what he did last season in Championship. Obviously not hit the same numbers because now it's a tougher competition. It's the Premier League. It's whatever you're playing, FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I think with KDH, what has been lackluster is that when he has played, he almost goes invisible. And when you have a player like a Gallagher, right? Like, take the sentiments out of it. When you had a player like a Gallagher, obviously Gallagher made his presence felt because this guy just was a road runner and just tackled at everyone, fouled everyone. Wasn't that great at marking, but still did it. Now, I'm not expecting that from KDH. What I am expecting from KDH is more creation, more, key passes, more stuff like that. And I've always pointed out that with KDH, there are moments in his game where you see those thread-of-the-needle passes that he did play today, like the Jadon Sancho pass. The thread-of-the-needle passes that, okay, I want to see a little bit more of that. Mind you, he hasn't played in his ideal position for a decent amount of the season. But even in those positions where you're playing out of your position, like, for example, a Casadei who's not playing in his position, I do want to see more on the ball. I do want to see you affect the game more. And I think that's been my issue with KDH. I just don't think when he has played in previous games, he's affected the game at all or enough for me to be, okay, this player was a good player to sign. Mind you, the transfer fee is not a big deal. Like, I'm not bothered by it. And I am going to, obviously, I'm not saying to sell him either. I don't think I've ever touted sell KDH. But from what I've seen up until this game, I've just not been impressed with the impact he has on the pitch. I just don't feel like he's doing much, if anything. Like, I don't think he's keeping the tempo of the game. I don't think he's getting stuck in enough. I don't think he's creating enough. Like, it's just very mid. Today, he created well. And this is like, I want to see performances like that where you have an impact on the game.
But he's not mid. Again, the performance.
In my opinion, he's been mid up until this point.
Yeah, but he hasn't been. The performance the performance he had today, he's had in previous games. It's just he hasn't. Okay, let me finish. He has, like, you're talking about, he needs to create more. He's not the creator in this team, nor is he meant to be our midfield presence in this team. He's just meant to keep things simple and ticking over. You mentioned Gallagher, but what we remember from Gallagher is he runs around like a headless chicken and he continuously turns over the ball. KDH doesn't turn over the ball because he keeps things simple, which is a good thing. If you're keeping things simple in midfield, it means we keep hold of the ball a lot more. I don't have a problem with KDH. He's a squad player. If we get rid of him next summer or the summer after, which is what I expect, I think we'll probably end up selling him to like a West Ham level sort of club or a Palace, or maybe even back to Leicester if they're still in the Prem. Who knows? I'll be fine with that. I don't really care that much. I know what KDH is. I don't expect like big things. I don't expect potential. I don't expect anything, barring a useful squad player to have.
Yeah,
which is what he's doing.
But that's the thing. I don't grant him that much of the benefit of the doubt, because if this notion that you were brought into this team because you understood Maresca's system, right, and you understood how Maresca plays ball, and again, last season for Leicester, you were their like their best player. You created a lot of chances for them, which is why he had a lot of assists, which is why he also had goals, right? Again, I don't expect the goals and assists, right? But I expect the creation aspect of that. In today's game, he did that. In previous games, he wasn't creating that much. So that's why, like, I've not been impressed with KDH in terms of what he provides to the team.
Okay,
Go ahead,
wait,
CP.
can I just say this?
No, I did want CP to speak, so let CP go.
No,
and
I
then
know.
Prime.
I just want to say this to you, Marshall. So today was a big difference besides other games. Do you think today KDH got more of the ball?
I'm going to let CP go, and then I'll answer your question.
Oh, because I have... Okay, fine. Because I have a point, but it's fine.
I know, but I want to let CP talk.
He's been getting the same amount in terms of the amount of ball he's been getting for the past couple of games in the conference league, because I've been checking how much he's been passing the ball and so forth, just stats-wise in general too. It's just that his decision-making, I think, was better, or his ball control, because he used to get into the final thirds in other games as well, but he used to fluff it up at times with his pass, or his feet weren't, there in terms of getting the ball correctly, like dribbling and shooting correctly. And you saw it again today too. He had a chance, hit the goalkeeper, so that's been a consistent part. I think he keeps the ball ticking. That's his job. But I think he's average. I think he's average for what we want to be. Mm-hmm. For me, next season, I want to be challenging for the fucking league. That's why I have this energy. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with KDH for this season. I'm fine with Casadei for this season. But next season, like I said, for every player, I don't give a fuck who it is. If you've been here longer than a year, if you're not performing, get the fuck out of my team. I'm going for the league next season. That is my expectation from my club as a fan. So that's why if we're going to get this Andre Santos guy, and I'm expecting another decent midfielder, because I want to spend another 200 million on players. You can decide how you want to spend it.
Yeah.
Right? It could be a Gilchrist or a backup striker, right? And it has to be a great goalkeeper and a great center back. You decide how the fuck you want to allocate this money. But you need to spend the money, because we need to go for the league. We can't do this progression. We're going to go from fourth to third, and then third to second, and then maybe if we pray and wish upon a star, we can challenge for first. Fuck that shit. This season is my Jose 2014 season. We're the fucking little horse. We need to fucking regroup, buy the players, and fucking go for the league next season. That is what I'm saying it as. Because everyone will say Man City is going to buy people in the winter. They can buy maybe 1 to 2 to 3 signings at most. It won't be good enough for them for the rest of the season, I think. Because you're losing how are you going to replace basically a midfield that's averaging 32 years old, who've been bang average? Their wingers situation is not that good at either. In Savio, who has 0 goals, and Foden, who has 0 goals in the fucking league. Okay, so I'm seeing a wide open position for us to be third at the very least, and maybe second, depending on how shit Arsenal are. Third, just like we were in 2014, we're the little horse, and we need to fucking. So KDH is good enough for now, because we're in the Conference League and it's the group stages. But next season we will be in the champs, and we will be trying to go for the champs, like we will be going for the league, and he's not good enough. That's why I have this energy for lots of players, including Madueke and others, because I want to go for the league. I will not be doing another top 4 fucking spell.
No, and I get that. I think that's very reasonable, to be honest. And I think like back to, and I'm going to answer your question, Prime. I think back to what we were saying, right, about the play, just him in general. I think he's been average. I think that, yeah, sure, that's fair to say. He's been average. If he was bad, I think he'd be costing his game. I don't think he's been costing his game, but if he was good, I think he'd be more impactful. Today, he was good. And the thing is, though, like today, sure, he did get more of the ball, because I think in possession he had more of the role of a 10, right, which is his preferred position, and Nkunku would kind of interchange with him, kind of go up into the striker position, the striker areas, right? And that's good. That's fine. When you play your preferred position, I want you to play better, and I think KDH has the capability to be a good player. My problem in previous games is that when you're not playing your preferred position, minus the Newcastle game, let's take that one out of the way, because he was definitely not playing. He's not a winger. He should not ever be playing in the wing position. But if you're playing in the midfield role, I think for me, and I'm going to pull up these stats right now for today's game, right? For me, when you have games today where, for example, you're winning ground duels, you're winning aerial duels, I'm not seeing that when you're playing out of position in the midfield in other games. I'm not seeing you get stuck in and stuff. Whereas today, like, for example, Casadei, I think Casadei got stuck in a lot. I think Casadei got involved in the game a lot. He had a lot of touches, a lot of passing. And I think he was winning and intercepting some balls, even though he's not a CDM, he's a cam. So that's kind of what I want from KDH when you're not playing in your position. I want you to get tackles in. I want you to be like involved and, you know, make your presence felt in the game. You could say he's average. I don't think he's an average player. I think he's a good player, but we just not seen that good player. He's been playing average, which is fine. You're not going to cost this game if you're playing average. But, you know, at the end of the day, though, CP is right. I don't expect him to have a long-term stay at Chelsea. I think eventually down the line there will be a better player that we recruit that is going to be playing in the Champions League. I don't expect KDH to be playing in Champions League unless there's an injury crisis going on. So, listen, I think today was a brilliant game from him. I want to see more of it. I mean, outside of that, I don't know what else there is to talk on KDH, really. I think overall, good performance. I just want to see more of it. I want to see more of it. And when you do get your minutes in the Premier League, hey man, take advantage of it. I think he could have a good impact in this team if he plays like this.
I think he's having his impact. Chelsea fans focus way too much on KDH for a guy that's meant to be a squad player that we're going to sell in that.
Oh shit, we lost Prime. I mean, listen, this is the game where we can focus on KDH, right? Like we're giving the same energy to everyone. Everyone is being a focus right now because this is the games where we want to see, like, are these players good enough to make it to the A team? Because we have deficiencies in the A team, you know? And again, this was the guy that was labeled as, oh, this is the Maresca signing because he understands the Maresca system. I think it's reasonable to have a lot of focus on the guy because he's supposed to understand the system. He's had a season with Enzo. He's Enzo's guy. So, Prime, I think we lost Prime. But I don't think it's unreasonable to not give KDH attention. Like, you know, every player is going to get attention in this team, in this tournament, this season. So, the other player I want to pay attention to as well is Casadei. Foolishly got sent off. I think unfairly got sent off, to be honest. I think that last foul that he got a yellow for was stupid, but all right, whatever. I think he definitely has been impressive for me in the sense that he's, again, playing out of position, and he's only 21. And he gets the role, and he's doing a decent job as a CDM, especially considering he's supposed to be more of an attacking player. Another player that played under the Enzo system last season for a bit, not much, but for a bit at least. And I think he was a presence in that midfield. I like that. I like that, especially for the ages he's at, the age that he is at. But, you know, there's nothing overall like outstanding or super impressive. But I like that he got physical with other players, you know, got in those duels and won some of them and got some interceptions in there, knows how to read the game well. I think overall he had a solid performance, but unfortunately that last yellow gets him suspended for the next game. I mean, Chris, you have any thoughts on Casadei's performance today? Chris is MIA. Great. What about you, CP?
I think he did a decent job keeping the ball ticking as well as you can see, and making some solid tackles and being a presence there with Vega as well. Foolish of him to get that second foul and get a red, but he's young.
Do you think that was a stupid yellow, like in terms of like the ref was being too harsh?
Yes. The reason why is you're 2-0 up. It's the 94th minute and 50th second. Don't even foul him. Who gives a fuck?
Was that really a
10
foul?
seconds to go. It was a foul. It was definitely a foul. He got his neck. He grabbed his shoulder, took him down.
Yeah, I guess.
He shouldn't have got a yellow. But why even make the foul? It's 10 seconds left, my guy. What are you getting out of this? We're 2-0 up.
Yeah, it just for me it was so light, but yeah, no, I get it. At the end of the day, rules are
That's
rules.
what I mean by it's a stupid foul, because just don't even make it. You have 10 seconds. Yeah, he did a decent job. Like, nothing amazing, nothing outstanding. Just kept the ball ticking, disrupted a bit, was a presence. Yeah. Good for him. He's getting better and better in that role, or more comfortable compared to, I think, the first few games against Servette. He wasn't that good, I think, in that position personally. And then the game after, he was okay, but I think he's getting more used to this kind of DM, deep lying playmaker position. So, good for him.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see from someone who is still developing and a young player. Like, do I think he has a future at Chelsea? Time will tell. I think we have better players in that position coming up, like a Leslie or a Santos. But who's to say? Like, maybe he gets a role in the future where he plays as a cam. But then again, like, I don't know. The depth in this team is very it does run deep, and I'm more inclined to say that he's probably going to get sold at some point rather than stay at Chelsea. I mean, Scott, Chris, you guys have any thoughts on?
I literally
Chris,
just
came back. Yeah, we know.
You can probably tell.
We know. Yeah,
you're buying Nkunku when you say
the awkward moment where I asked you a question and you were just,
What? Disrespectful.
Disrespectful, bro.
Sorry.
Absolutely disrespectful.
I had to go off for a second.
Didn't even tell me. You're frozen again, Prime, in the background. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, Prime? Oh, okay. What is the question? Is the two Nkunku being sold?
Casadei. We're not talking about Nkunku. Casadei. Your thoughts on Casadei's performance today?
Oh, today? I mean, he was alright. He's not as good as, obviously, KDH for me, but I kind of expect that. He's like 19.
21.
21. Damn.
KDH is 5 years older than him.
Yeah, so he has the experience. But yeah, I thought he was doing alright with the link up and, holding his own, sitting back more and letting KDH attack more. I didn't see a whole lot, to be honest, from him, but I don't think he played badly. I think he played decent again today. Not again. He played decent. I don't think we actually seen him start this season, right? Or my bugging? Yeah.
He started in Conference League games.
Has he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I may not realize he has, but yeah.
I think today he did a better job of being a presence in the midfield. Yeah, for sure.
I think he's just more noticeable for me today.
Prime's laptop is failing him.
Damn, that's the sad thing. Needs to clean his laptop maybe, but
Bro, Prime's laptop right now.
Were you rolling? I'm out of here, man.
It's on Lewis settings. I remember Lewis's laptop was struggling
for his life.
Trying
to stream? I'm out of here, man.
Luckily my laptop's pretty good, but it's probably his best performance all season so far. But my thoughts on Casadei, he just did an alright job. That's how I view it. I hope
it's when you put context onto it. Though,
I mean, it wasn't the worst team to play against today as well. It wasn't a completely dog shit team where it's just from some random ass country or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a German league team, so you know what? He played well. For my future for Casadei, stay future sold. It could be sold or loaned.
Probably.
But how much did we pay for him?
18 to 20 mil. I don't think it was that much expensive.
So we're trying to look for profit?
Probably.
Could you see yourself seeing Chelsea selling for 25 and upwards?
Jesus Christ. All right. Chelsea signed Cesare Casadei from Inter Milan in 2022 for a reported fee of 15 million euros plus potential additional 5 million euros.
So 20.
So less than 20 million pounds with add-ons.
Yeah.
So he could potentially.
They could potentially
Listen,
25
if he
some club
no,
is,
no. What are you talking about? No, if he keeps playing the way he played today, and mind you, he's playing
wow,
out
you
of
think
position.
a lot more? You think a lot more?
40.
Might be stretching on that one, but
I'm not, because he was touted as player of the tournament for the under 21s where he played, and he was a cam. He's really highly rated in Italy. He is an Inter Milan's prospect. And like I said, he's been playing out of position. He's not a CDM. He's a cam.
I know he's a
So
cam.
if he keeps playing like this overall in the midfield, because today I thought he had a pretty decent game. He has a solid game. He was a presence.
He's more the holding midfielder as well.
Yeah, and he's not a holding midfielder, Chris. You
No,
don't
he
expect
doesn't.
holding midfielders to tackle and intercept the ball the way he does.
No.
That's what I mean. He was winning his ground. He had some ground duels he was winning. He wasn't creating much, but I don't expect him to from the CDM. I think
If it
he
was
had a
some
really
random
solid
team
game.
from Norway or something, then
Yeah.
the conversation might be different. But like, yeah,
And he's 21.
He did hold his own against the German side. I don't know where they are in the league right now, but like they are a German Bundesliga Division 1 team. So. Yeah, he did good because it wasn't exactly like an amazing squad around him. Like KDH isn't a starter. I mean, he has Nkunku, of course, but GUI, you know, he's not a starter. MUDRYK's not a starter. Like a lot of these players who are playing around him are not starters anyway, so it's not like you can get carried. So he held his own for me today.
I think him holding his own allowed KDH to do as well as he did today.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Because imagine, like, if he wasn't able to hold his own, KDH would have had to babysit him.
He would have to sit more deep, yeah.
Or even Renato. Like, I think the three of them enabled each other to do the performances they did. So I think those three, the way they played today, helped each other out. I think not KDH, I think Casadei, I think he's doing a good job. It's just a shame that he's going to be suspended for the next game. It sucks for him, you know. But
100%.
Astana, we should be able to hold off against Astana. And I think against Astana, you have an argument to bring in a Carney, maybe. I don't know.
What was
but
happened to
maybe.
Carney? Was he injured or just?
No, just the manager doesn't rate him.
I'm not like.
I mean, he did
I'm not.
start the season injured.
He did, yeah.
He did start injured. Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
I think
manager-
I think Carney's okay. He's not like gotta be like a big player of the squad, but
Go
But
ahead,
yeah,
Brian, we can hear you now.
Casadei, he is again another like he was okay. I generally don't think he's anything special, bro. Like the Italians don't hype him up as much as what you said, Marshall. They don't.
Oh,
I
sure
don't
they
think
do.
he's special. They don't, bro.
Again, though, Prime, he's playing as a CDM when he's an attacking player.
I'm not talking about him playing as a CDM. Like when we bought him, like I knew about what he did that tournament. He's nothing really that special. However, Scott McTominay is scoring goals in Syria as a box crasher, so he probably would have done that under Conte.
Yeah, I do see him as a box crasher. Yeah.
What is that?
So I was saying, like...
No, I got an
okay.
email. No, I think that's what he is. I think he's a goal scoring box
Yeah, I
crasher,
can see
but in
that.
terms of like his all-round game, I don't think it's anything that special. However, to a Serie A club, I think 40 million is too expensive for the Serie A. But I do think we can sell him. I do think we can sell him in the summer maybe, or maybe summer after that. I think he'll be sold. KDH will be sold. Again, that's why I'm not fussed about these squad players. I'm not going to rate them too harshly because I don't care. But people like Nkunku and Felix, I'm more harsh on them because they're actually meant to be of a certain level. But right now, Nkunku, Felix, Drewsbury Hall, Casadei, they're all kind of performing around the same for me, which is a problem.
Sure. Well, I brought that up last time as it being a problem because if KDH is 5 years older than Casadei, why are they performing at the same level? But
but they're meant to be average.
But
so I don't
think Casadei is meant to be average. Casadei is meant to be like a decent player.
But average, decent, it's the kind of the same thing for me. But my problem is Casadei and Drewsbury Hall are performing to the same level as Nkunku and Felix, But Nkunku and Felix are meant to be the top class players.
Well,
That's my
okay.
problem.
So I think today Nkunku had, I think it was a bit of a polarizing game, but I think it was definitely better than Noah for sure. Just in terms of like his availability, the movement on the ball, the impact. He did get into dangerous positions, but with Nkunku, what made today a little bit more frustrating is you had clear chances to score and you didn't. And listen, players are allowed to miss chances. I understand that. Players are allowed to miss chances and opportunities. But when you get clear chances like the way Nkunku does, and if you're being touted for being a solid finisher, you have to put those chances away. You have to put those chances away. Today you were playing in your preferred position as a 10 for the most part of the game, and it just, I don't know. I don't know if it was enough, really. I mean, he was available today. He did get touches on the ball, obviously 70 touches. Accurate passing is 82, one key pass. I mean, I don't think today is the day where I'm gonna like be harsh on Nkunku, but I will say that I wasn't too impressed. But hey, listen, there are other factors like the players around him, like a Margui, a Mikhailo Mudryk, Jadon Sancho, who I think he did link up well with Jadon. But I mean, who's to say if that's going to be the same when we have him in the Prem playing with a Palmer and a Jackson and, you know, a Neto?
Yeah,
maybe, like,
but that excuse can be held for anyone in the team.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's really fair to say that.
I mean, I'm sure, but like you can only expect Nkunku to do so much on his own. I mean, Chris, did you want to add to that?
Yeah. With Nkunku, I don't. It's kind of hot and cold of him today because he definitely should have scored.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 goals today, especially that 1v1 he had where he chipped it.
At
I
the
don't know.
end. Well,
I mean,
the second half too.
The first
he
one was worse
shot
for
it
me
right at the
because
keeper,
he
yeah.
had probably like 3 to 5 seconds easily, like 1v1. He could have took around the keeper, smashed it. He wanted to go for a stylish chip, and you know he has the technical ability to do that. But yeah, he should bury that one. But I wasn't like mad because again, it's Conference League. I'm not going to like lose my shit over Conference League. But I don't think he played awful today. No, I thought he played alright. He could have done better for sure, definitely. I'm not saying he didn't because he did get a goal as well. Nice goal, nice from Sancho.
No deflection. Yeah. Remember, I told you this. No deflection.
It hit his arm.
So, no, it didn't. The ball doesn't move. There's no trajectory. The trajectory stays the same. It doesn't.
Why
move.
does my app say Sancho didn't get assist for this? Then that's weird.
Maybe for the second one.
Why does?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he got 2 assists.
That's a bit weird still. Because
No,
that
they
motion
did.
blur like
They
frame is there.
credited his assists.
He got 1 assist, so one.
Yeah, say one
didn't
assist.
count.
Told you.
Yeah,
The second
maybe
one
the second
counted.
goal. May have been the
Yeah,
second.
no,
The second one may have been deflected.
Wait, who
But
scored the second goal?
MUDRYK.
Oh yeah, that's the one he got assist
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
But yeah, this was a good goal from Nkunku. Like this was the harder one, and he scores this one. So that's like the annoying part, right?
Nice
Because he had the 1v1 twice. One from this side of the pitch, right, where he was running in, and he tries to chip the keeper, and he fails. And then the second chance where he's 1v1 with the keeper, and he shoots it pretty much at the keeper. Like it's so savable. He didn't go wide at all.
It wasn't a great shot, but I would say there was a player real putting pressure on him. He didn't really have much time, so he just like hit it. And obviously, you know, it wasn't a great shot, hit straight at the keeper basically. But I would say that's a lot like harder. And the first one is not excusable because he had time. He had space. He could have done a lot of things on that, but he went for something else and missed it. But I think he's all right. He could have done better for sure. I do like Nkunku, but yeah, like he's not having. Well, I mean, how many goals he scored this season? 11.
11.
12.
Yeah. 11.
It's not the worst, but then again, most of it's Conference League, some of them are penalties, but then again, I don't really care if it's a penalty or not. He's barely had minutes in the Premier League, so it's really hard to say, like, you know, should have done better in the Premier League, right, really.
Well, Maresca did say now that he is going to eventually try Nkunku in the 10 in the Premier League. Like this is what I mean. Like this run of
right? Sorry, my bad.
so the last game against Leicester, we saw Zhao and Cole. Similar.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Similar. So he did state that he does see Nkunku as a 10. And that, well, he does see Nkunku as a 10, but because Cole is in front of him, he's not playing. He didn't say it like that, but he did say, like, I know he's a 10, but I have Cole. And I think this run of games, right, not Villa, not Spurs, outside of those games, I think there is going to be some flexibility in this lineup, and we are going to see some experimentation with Nkunku and Palmer, or Nkunku and Jackson, and so on and so forth. I think.
I feel like we should get that. Yeah.
I do want to give Nkunku a little bit of run of games to see if you get like 2-3 games in the trot where you're playing in his position, how do you acclimate, right? Because, I mean, today, like I said, you expect better. But, he still got a goal. At the end of the day, like, Jackson can, and mind you, Jackson's expectations are a little different because of the experience level, right, and the feet. But with Jackson, if you get those same chances, is he putting them all away? Like, maybe not.
He definitely puts first
the 1v1
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first one. Maybe even the second
but like,
one. Because...
Yeah, but again, like it's one of those, as long as you get a goal, then sure. But it's hard. It's so hard with Nkunku. Like, pause. It's a player that you kind of put in that on the cusp of being a world-class player, or at least that was the expectation that I had of him when he came into the team. Like he's breaking into that bracket if he keeps up the form that he's in, and I'm just not seeing it as much as I'd like to. And I like Nkunku, but I also understand he's not been playing his preferred number 10 position. But I mean, unless there's anything else we want to add on Nkunku, I would like to talk about our wingers as well today.
No, I'm good with Nkunku.
I mean, yeah, I'm done with the Nkunku excuses. Let's talk about our wingers.
Jadon Sancho, man. Jadon Sancho today, I think, proved why he needs to be in that starting Premier League team. I'm not going to lie. Well, let me actually look at this second assist. Is this the one we didn't get credit for?
Does he defend? Does Sancho defend?
I think we've seen him defend in the Prem. I think we've seen him defend well with Cucurella. He's dispossessed people. Well, that's the thing. I feel like this is the annoying part with Jadon Sancho, is I feel like the fan base don't see Jadon for 3 games and then forget how impactful he was for the team.
He has been forgotten, I feel like, so far.
It just feels like he's just been forgotten. And it's just like, bro, why are we having this debate about whether Jadon Sancho should start or not? He did not, outside of Liverpool, he did not deserve to even lose his spot to begin with. Like, if anyone needs to lose a spot, it was Nani, because Nani's not been as impactful in recent games yet. Yeah, like last Leicester game, he got unlucky, right? But like, Neto has been impactful. Jadon, 3 assists in his first 3 games, and then the only one he doesn't get assistant is Liverpool, and no one really played well. Well, I should say,
I'm pretty
no
sure
one
he had
really.
a good partnership with Cole Palmer as well.
Yeah, so it's like I don't understand why they were having this debate on Jadon. Yeah, I don't know why Jadon only got 1 assist. What the hell?
Because the other one.
I'm very confused.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just numbers, but like, he still caused that goal.
Yeah, exactly. So
like
Jadon also causes both the goals. This is a great MUDRYK goal. MUDRYK as well. Like, I think MUDRYK had a good game. I think MUDRYK had a decent game today. I don't think he's been. I don't think it's as good as his other games, but I'm not having this argument of like MUDRYK or Jadon Sancho on the left. Like, it's Jadon Sancho clear for me in the Premier League. You bring in Jadon and Neto on the right.
I disagree. I think you switch them. Sancho on the right, Neto on the left. And in game, they can switch flanks. I've been saying this all season.
I don't mind that either.
Interchange.
Yeah.
And Sancho now do that. So if one's on the left, one's on the right, and it's not working for a certain reason, switch them.
Yeah. What do you guys think of MUDRYK today?
Yeah, had a good game.
You think he had a good game?
was better in the second half, to be fair.
Yeah,
But he had his.
Chris, what about you, bro?
Yeah, like I think he's improving, week by week at Chelsea. Conference League has definitely gave this guy a lot of confidence. I think he's clearly. I think he's happy. He's not like being expected to play in the Premier League like that. Yeah, like he got another goal. I don't know how many goals and assists he's got in the Conference League now, but like he's got a couple for sure. This probably wasn't his best game, but he still looked solid today. He wasn't bad.
He was effective, I would say. Like he was driving forward a lot, causing issues in the Heidenheim.
This is a
3-3, Chris, by the way.
This is a good bad game. You know what I mean? This is the bad game.
Yeah.
That's acceptable. Whereas before he was having bad games where he was just stinking. This is a acceptable bad game from him. So if he does this, at a minimum, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
no, I agree with Prime 100% on that. This is one of those bad games. Well, that was not even a bad game, but this is one of those average games where it's like, okay, you at least impacted and drove at the defense. You caused some damage. You caused some trouble. You disrupted. You disrupted them a lot. But it's an acceptable performance considering, you got a goal. You got a goal. You got on the scoreboard. You weren't as good as you've been in previous games, but you impacted the game and you had a persuasion in the game, we'll say. So I agree with Prime. It was good. I think Jadon Sancho, we saw the levels. I'm glad to see him back. How many minutes did he play? Actually, let me pull up the...
The one thing with Sancho, I don't know if it's just because he hasn't really played properly in the last...
Played 90 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't look gassed out in this one, but like maybe because he didn't have to try as hard, but... in the Premier League before his injury knock, like he looked a bit gassed out, like around 60-70 minutes. He did get subbed off, but I don't know if he doesn't have a lot of
Premier League's a lot more intense.
Yeah,
Chris, he has not had a preseason.
Yeah, that's also true.
I was trying to say, like, did he not really play as well, like last season as well? That's probably a reason, but and yeah, he didn't get a preseason. I completely forgot about that.
Freaking.
I mean, that's definitely normal. I just wonder if he's just got like a lack of stamina in the tank or something. But yeah, no preseason doesn't help either for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So he didn't have a preseason really. And again, like he's getting used to the system and all that stuff. But listen, I think he's clearly a starter. I think he's clearly going. I hope he stays at Chelsea because I heard that. He still has a decision. Like at the end of the day, like I know. I think.
Oh yeah, of course it's up to him.
I heard that at the end of the season, it's up to him whether or not he wants to stay at United or come to Chelsea.
I thought he would accept Chelsea, to be honest, but
I don't think I don't see him going back to United. I think he's going to stay at Chelsea.
It would be. That would be so weird. He probably would have to play wing back if he had played for under Bruno.
Emre.
No, he wouldn't.
I just want to
play
correct Arsenal quickly. Sorry.
What's up?
I just heard the Sancho take. No, it is literally we are under obligation. If you do not finish 14th place,
I thought that. Yeah.
He has to sign for us, bro. We have literally got an obligation.
I thought he signed the contract, didn't he? 100k a week.
He's literally got a contract with us.
To buy.
Yeah, you forgot his obligation first. Our obligation is just that you don't finish under 14th, and then we have to pay like 20-something mil, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That's literally what we agreed to.
I like how it was 14th.
Listen,
I saw your performance today.
I think it was a standard performance. Again, I don't know about you guys, man. I think at the end of the day, guys, I just think about this being, it's just Conference League, guys. You know what I mean? I don't really look, there's like maybe one or two players I look at maybe in particular in terms of Conference League and their performances, maybe like a Desarci and a Keenan Dewsbury Hall because they play there regularly. But like other than that, I don't really look at that, man. I think in a standard performance, he's getting minutes. Great that he got 2 assists. Now let's just keep it pushing. That's what I would probably say about Sancho.
This is the thing, right? One, making content, okay? 2,
I'm pretty sure
the type of performance that Jadon Sancho put up today, where you can tell he's clear of all the players on the pitch, is the type of performance we're expecting from Nkunku. Am I right, Prime?
Wait, what happened? Are you saying Nkunku's bad today as well?
He was average.
Brother, again, I don't know what you want from Nkunku, bro. This guy dribbled past like 5 players.
I literally just told you.
Nkunku,
I literally just told you what I want from
Nkunku today dribbled past 5 players, passed Sancho, and then
I actually, Marshall, I actually
He did have that one moment, but that's what I mean. He had some good moments and some shit moments. Go ahead, Prime.
I think today Nkunku's actual performance was better than I've seen all season in the Conference League. However, in front of goal today, he was poor.
Yeah, and that's
in front of goal, he
his,
was poor. That is actually
that's supposed to be his strongest quality, his finishing.
Yeah, but for me, I'd rather. But in previous games, he was scoring hat tricks, but still performing poorly in terms of the performance. So
Yeah,
today was.
but that's what I mean. Like Prime, like I liked. I'm glad you said that because today in Nkunku, overall, and I'm glad even Ahmed mentioned that dribble because that would have been a phenomenal goal if he was able to pull it off, right? But that's the type of things I want to see from Nkunku. And today we were allowed to see it because Nkunku played more as a 10, right? As a striker, I don't like him as a striker. I think we've all known that.
Striker, Marshall.
I know.
I think today his performance as a 10 was pretty good. I would say. I don't think he
It was
obviously
average.
missed. No, I think he was pretty good as a 10. I think
If he
was
puts away his
actually-
chances, it's a good performance.
I think for me the problem was that he missed his one goal. But again, I don't know what people are expecting. At the end of the day, guys, Heidenheim, him missing chances against Heidenheim, I'm not really that bothered because again, I think we also need to realize this guy's not been playing regular football. You know what I mean? He doesn't play regular football with us.
He plays once a week.
His regular football is Conference League, brother. He doesn't play once a week.
That's
Conference League anymore. We don't have Carabao Cup anymore, so it's not really once a week anymore, Marshall. That's the point I would make. We don't have Carabao Cup.
Should I look at the schedule? He's been playing once a week, every week for the past.
Not really.
I'll look at the schedule right now, dude.
Like, if I'm not because the point I'm trying to make, I think Conference League is every 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's been once a week for the longest time, and then Carabao Cup.
Conference League. No, we've been at the Carabao Cup since October, Marshall. What are you talking about? Early October is when we got kicked out of the Carabao Cup.
I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna pull this up right now. You'll see it's been pretty much once a week for however long we've been out of the Carabao Cup.
And like even the once a week you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not even trying to run defense for Nkunku to
It sounds like you are.
It's like he's playing 30 minutes, Marshall. Like let's be realistic. He's playing
a full 90 in Conference League.
He's not been playing regular minutes Conference League every single week, Marshall.
Yes, he has. He starts in Conference League. Okay, so today,
but the Conference
right?
League has not been every week, Marshall. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't think you're hearing me correctly.
I am hearing you correctly. The only time since October, okay, then the next game was a week later against Noah. Then we skipped a week where he didn't play. It's only been 1 week he skipped where he didn't play that once a week. Other than that, he's been playing every week. So he played against Heidenheim, right? He played against Noah. Then a week earlier, he played against Newcastle, had a shit game. Then a week before that, played against Panathinaikos. Then a week before that. Whereas, okay, so he did it. Oh, this was the break. So we had a break. Yeah, the international break. Then he plays Ghent, right? So October 6th, Ghent is October 3rd. Then before that, September 24th, Borough. Like, where are you coming up with this theory that he's not playing every week? He's playing every week except for the 1 week where we were supposed to have Carabao Cup or whatever, and it was Leicester. You know, we didn't have a midweek game. That's it. There's only been one midweek game this season where he hasn't played.
I thought Conference League was every 2 weeks. Maybe it's just me.
No, it's every week, brother.
Oh, maybe then that's my bad.
I think what it is, it's 4 games. There's a break, and then there's 4 games again, and another break.
Okay, fair enough. I just think at the end of the day, guys, again, we can talk about performances in Conference League.
Sorry,
I think we can talk about performances from Conference League. I think that's fair enough. At the end of the day, guys,
Jesus, freaking! Hold on. Who was that? I don't know if that was Chris or.
No, I was on mute, so that's quite hard to do that.
I think that's Prime. I think Prime's microphone's failing him. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's you, Prime.
Yeah, I think it's you, Prime. But it's you. But at the end of the day, guys, I just think for me personally, again, we can criticize performances, but again, I don't know, man. I don't need him to be having amazing performances and week in week out against Heidenheim. I find it personally just hard. I don't know about you guys. Like, I can see the players at times. They don't. Whoa, is he okay? Are you okay, big man? You're right, man.
Bro, are you good, bro?
See a straw?
What What is going on there, bro? You know what I mean? Oh my god, chill out, man. Chill out.
I don't know
man.
what happened.
But anyway, you know what it is, man. I think my issue is just that, it's the Conference League, bro. It's just like they're there for like pay to pay. They don't take the conference the thing seriously, bro. I've said this for quite a while.
I
For a while now,
disagree with you.
No. For a while now, I genuinely believe that a lot of these guys do not take this competition seriously. They can say that in the comments and everything, but when you watch these brothers play, they don't. I feel like they're not taking it seriously, bro. There's clearly like
you can feel that
maybe not
way,
like-
but if you're watching Nkunku, you might feel that way. But Nkunku needs to
not
step
just
it
even
up.
Nkunku, bro. I'll be honest, bro. There's been times when I've even watched like Sancho today. Yeah, he had good moments, but like it felt like he wasn't taking. He wasn't like doing stuff at full power. He
Makes it look easy. That's why,
No,
because he's
even
high
Mudryk, I would
quality.
even make the argument. Even Mudryk was very relaxed, wasn't doing too much.
I think
A lot
they
of our
are
players-
relaxed.
like a lot of our players are playing like very much nonchalant, bro. And that for me just means
Chris,
they're
do you
not.
agree with that?
I feel it feels like they're playing nonchalant, bro.
Okay, I don't think they're like giving like 110%. Like this is a must-win game, right? But like I still think they're taking it like pretty much somewhat still serious and get the result.
Yeah.
I think they're just doing it very casual in a way. Yeah, like in second gear. Let's say like.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing, I'm trying to make the point.
There's nothing wrong in that.
No. I'm not actually even disagreeing.
Yeah.
I'm just telling Marshall though. I feel like for a lot of our players, they're not working hard for these games. If you look at it, bro, like these guys are just willing to just get a goal, relax themselves, and just defend for like a cheeky 5 minutes. They don't take it seriously, bro. I've said this before. They feel like they're like in second grade. Like, so that's the point I'm trying to make. You know what I mean? So I don't know what this point about the Atlantic Leicester, but that's different. That's in the EPL. I'm talking about
Ahmed.
the Conference League, though, specifically.
I hear what Ahmed's saying. Like you guys remember the 2 games against Servette?
Mhm.
How poor we looked?
Yeah.
Those games they were relaxed against those 2 teams. I think our 3 Conference League games, I think our players took it seriously.
Yeah.
But because the Newcastle game was before we played Noah, right?
Yes. It was.
I think we were bad against Newcastle, and I think Maresca must have done something, kicked them up the ass, pause. We went against Noah, we battered them.
Yeah.
Then since then, the thing has switched back, and they took this game. That's why we were so poor in the first half. We're not even poor. We were just like lackadaisical. They weren't taking it seriously. Second half, they kick into gear, and we turned the switch, and then our actual quality showed, and that's why we won the game 2-0 in the end. So
I think
I hear what Ahmed's saying. I think at certain times these guys are. I agree, the Conference League is easy, but you still have to turn up and perform because we should have been 1-0 down at halftime today.
We should have been. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. But again, okay. So I guess let me differentiate what Ahmed's saying versus what could be interpreted. I think the players aren't giving 110% is a fair assessment to say. I don't think they're giving it their all. They're not treating this like it's a Champions League final. I understand that, and I agree. That's fine, because to a certain extent, these players also have to maintain their their injuries and all that stuff. They have to stay fit. I get that, but I don't think it's that the players aren't trying, which I want to differentiate between trying versus giving it their all. I agree. I don't think the players are giving it their all, and I don't think they need to, right? But for players that, for example, an Nkunku, who is trying to break into the first team and trying to prove to Maresca, like, bro, play me in the first team, which there's 2 sides of that. One, I think he will eventually get his time in the first team. I don't think it's a matter of like if he's doing good enough or not. I think it's a matter of like when Maresca sees the right game to put him in and to experiment with like 210s and stuff. But secondly, I think there's also the factor of like, okay, Nkunku, when you do play and when you have these minutes, maybe you should take it seriously, because if you drop off in form, you're competing with Nicholas Jackson, bro. Like, Nicholas Jackson isn't in second gear. He's trying, and he's giving you a reason to try. he is the one that's like keeping you from making into the first team because he's scoring goals. He knows the competition. He wants to prove a point. And I think Nkunku needs to take that as well. You need to prove a point.
I think Nkunku today. Sorry, Marshall. I think Nkunku today. I think he was trying. Right. I think he was trying too hard.
That's possible.
Like instead of just playing the game naturally, he was trying. Like, that chance he had where if he'd scored, it would have been a beautiful goal.
Yeah, with the dribbling past the defenders.
I think he overdid it. I don't think he had to do all of that to score. But like
he does that a lot.
He's trying. He really wants to get into the Premier League team and he wants to play. I think that's why. But like again, Maresca said you'll get your chance. I'm assuming against Southampton.
We'll think so too.
End up seeing Nkunku or Palmer or Felix or whatever. Then we'll see.
Yeah, I think it will be. Was on something that he said. I think in the previous press conference was like he needs to see Nkunku and Palmer, and this is Felix or Palmer, right? So clearly he's trying to experiment with that, but like his clear main one right now is the FMP, but he wants to play NMP right now. That's what he's trying to do. But I get what you mean, Marshall. Like I just feel like for me, and I listen. If I'm feeling this way, I think the players are also feeling so. Like I think the issue that I think you have when you're facing these particularly when you're like a Chelsea football club and then you're in a Conference League, it's just the gulf in talent sometimes becomes too much, right? And so the players just look at them like, it's the easier fixture, right? And it's just about getting the right mentality, right, to be able to push through that. I think that's what it is, bro. You know what I mean? And I think also the other thing we need to also realize, guys, these guys they play once a week, but it's not like they're playing continuously, if that makes sense, right? They're playing. What I mean by that is wrong terminology. Sorry, I meant to say they're playing once a week, but it's a once a week where they're trying to fight for places, they sometimes overdo it, if that makes sense. Like I feel like at times Kieran Dewsbury Hall, he's trying to do a bit too much. I'll be honest, you can see at times with him he's doing a bit too much. Like sometimes, bro. But
that's what I mean. Like there are players that are trying, and he's trying to break into the first team.
There's some that are trying, and then there's some that are just like it's like there's a bit of both, bit of both for me, Pass. That's all it is. But at the end of the day, bro, it's Conference League. I don't know, man. I think from a fan perspective, I'm not really taking that much notes from Conference League unless I really see like a hat trick being scored or like a really good brace being scored. I'm not looking at Conference League and thinking that's a tasty one. That's a tasty one, lads. He's a tasty one.
Missed my timing. Oh well. Yeah, listen, I get where you're coming from. I just disagree. I think this is a good tournament to like really see if these players are up for the challenge of bringing that type of performance.
I have actually a good question for you, Marshall. Before I say this, do you think Conference League is comparable to what's it called? Do you think the Conference League level that you're playing at is comparable to the EPL?
No.
And that's where my issue lies, because yes, these guys can play really well in the Conference League, a la MUDRYK in my personal opinion, but when they play in the EPL, a lot of the time their performances do not translate, if that makes sense, Marshall.
I wouldn't say oftentimes, but that also works in the opposite direction, right? Because if you're not doing enough in the Conference League, if you're not standing out, like for example, Jadon Sancho today, I think he was untouchable. Like the defense could not do shit with him. Like he just did whatever he wanted on that pitch. If Nkunku had that type of performance, then you have an argument. Okay, I could see how look how Neto pretty much rose through the ranks. He started as a Conference League player. Now he's a Premier League player.
I'll be honest, the difference with Neto, you heard my point about that before, right?
Hold on. Yeah, no, I've heard it before, but he's also a Premier League proven player. That's fine. But at the end of the day, if you're having average performances in the Conference League, why should I bring you into the Premier League? If you can't impress me in Conference League, how the fuck are you going to impress me in the Premier League? It's a harder league. So it works both ways. It's a double-edged sword. So if you're a player that's trying to break out into the Premier League team, and you're giving me second gear performances, then don't be surprised when you don't get into the Premier League team. Like, you just want me to assume that you're going to perform well in the Premier League. You got to perform well in any competition, any minutes you're being given. And Tosin came out and said that Maresca has instilled this mentality of the players appreciate the minutes that they're being given. So if that's true, show it on the pitch.
I was just gonna say, your Neto example. The reason why I don't really accept the Neto example is because clearly he was not ready.
Who was not ready?
Neto, he was not fit enough when he came to the club. And then you can clearly see the club literally used the Conference League to build his fitness up. They literally just used that competition to build his fitness up, and the FA Cup.
Yeah, but he had multiple great performances and standout performances in the Conference League. And he now he's a starter. You could have built his fitness up by bringing him substitute minutes. Like,
I don't think that would have been enough for him. That would not have been enough for him though. In the EPL, playing him for 5-10 minutes in the EPL would not have helped him build.
He would have gotten more minutes than that. He would have gotten more minutes than that. If that's truly what it is.
No, because no. The reason why I say that is because his performances wouldn't have been able to improve. That's the reason why. That's
Robbie, I'm not missing any point. I'm just not answering your question because it's kind of self-explanatory.
Why is he Jackson? What does that mean? Why is he asking this for, Robbie?
I don't know. It's a really dumb question because why would Jackson even be playing in the Conference League right now when he's doing well in the Premier League?
Let me ask it. Well, to be fair, I feel like barring the performance he had against Leicester, the previous 2 games, you could be staying sinker and hooked. Let's be real, boys. I think that's a fair.
Okay, cool. Then you have the same.
No. I would say the same for you. You know I've got the same energy for Palmer. So like me. To be fair, you can make the argument Leicester game as well. Cheeky stinker, because a lot of the
Jackson.
Palmer.
He wasn't a stinker.
I was not talking about Jackson. I was talking about Palmer there. I was saying Palmer, little stinky. I said a little stinky. I'm not saying he's
it's because he didn't get GA, right?
Not even GA. It's just like I feel like a lot of the time in the first half. No. I think why. No. Because you know why I say that, Chris.
I get the Arsenal game, by the way. That was
no. Okay, let me finish my point. The reason why I would say that is just only because of the way our attack was working in the first half was a lot more through Felix in the first half. I'm pretty sure you guys would agree, right? Against Leicester, like we actually fed the ball by Felix and Cucurella in that first half.
I was looking at a couple of good balls he did in that game called Palmer.
Yeah. Well. To be fair though, with Palmer, but one thing I will say to caveat even my own point is that he had that really great ball that should have been a goal. If you remember, which he paused. If you guys know what I'm talking about, right? He also got his shot blocked by MUDRYK KT.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
Wait.
So,
but FPL guys will probably piss at that.
Wait, Ahmed, are you talking about the block when Nonzino blocked Palmer's shot?
Why do you call him Nonzino, bro? What's going on, man?
That's his name, Nonzino.
You need to stop hating on my guy, bro. Can you stop hating on my guy, please?
But either way, going back to the original talking point is that, again, with the Conference League minutes, if you're going to get those Conference League minutes, if you're happy with those minutes, then whatever, go into second gear. But if you want to try to bring yourself up to Premier League team, then you need to put in an effort.
I'll be honest,
I'm seeing KDH put in an effort. I'm seeing Mikhailo Mudryk even. Like, I disagree with you about Mikhailo Mudryk. I think Mikhailo Mudryk put 110% on that pitch. And
I think Mudryk definitely the try hard in the Conference.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's a try hard. We know that. Jaden was definitely on second gear, but listen, even on second gear, he was untouchable. Yeah, he didn't have. We said it already. He didn't have like the greatest performance, but he did impact the game. He did affect the game, and he got a goal. So it was not a fluky goal. It was not a fluky goal. It's not a fluky goal.
Are you good, bro?
Yeah, straw.
Not a fluky goal, bro.
Cheeky finish, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know,
I'll be honest,
he didn't mean top bench. He meant for some killing stands, right?
What goal was fluky?
Someone said to me, by the way.
Wait, Ahmed, what goal was fluky?
I'm trolling, relax, Prime. No need to get
because when MUDRYK, Nonzino scored a fluky hat-trick.
You know, I'm trolling a little bit. But I actually think, and someone said this to me, and I actually agree with them. I think out of all of our wingers, MUDRYK is probably the best striker of the ball. I actually agree with that take, by the way. I
think he's the best striker of the ball in the team, to be honest with you.
What do you mean? Like power or
power?
I think
when I say
I would say PMP in terms of power and precision. Sorry, that's what I mean by PMP, not pace and power. Yeah, so
I think even his teammates agree with him. Like they've said he's the most powerful.
I believe he's got a nice power shot on him,
but the problem with him is that it's just not regular. You know what I mean? The problem with him, bro, is just not regular. And then the issue also, as I said before, he just dribbles too much in a straight line. If he did not dribble in a straight line,
regular,
like he regular shot power, regular shooting the way he does.
So, okay, speak proper English. He's not consistent.
You know what, Prime? I know you not talking, man. I know you not talking. You know what, man? Shut him up, man. Shut him up, bro. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Nah, but obviously, as I was saying with Mikhailo Mudryk, he's got the great shot. He just needs to be consistent, as I said before. And I also think for me, it's about improving your dribbling. In the EPL, bro, he hasn't improved his dribbling as much. That's the issue. He's not translating what he's doing in the Conference League to the EPL. That's my issue, Marshall. That's why, when you and me, we talk about it, I agree with you to an extent that based on performances in the Conference League, he should be starting on the wing. But, when he plays, you know what I mean? He's not adding. He's not adding. That's the problem, bro. And so that's the thing. Kieran Dewsbury Hall today, man, he frustrated me today, actually.
At times.
He really frustrated me because, his ball passing was either too late or too quick. It was too short. That's the thing that really annoyed me about Kieran Dewsbury Hall today. I don't know about you guys. That's the thing that really annoyed me.
But, I mean, even to give him the benefit of the doubt, he did end up getting the key passes for both the goals. Without him, we don't win that game.
It's key passes, bro. But again, no one can do key passes.
It's key passes. It's the
key passes hype, man.
Both the goals came from him.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Listen, key passes hype, man.
Of course, a non-Zeno fan doesn't rate key passes.
All I'm saying, man, Felix should have got an assist today, but hey, we keep it pushing. My boy Casadei should have got a key pass today, but Casadei, you know what, man? I see too much.
You're a Casadei fan.
I need to get involved on Casadei because I saw a lot of today. And I think it's really unjust on the young lad. He's not even a sixth. You know why I would say that? You know why I say that? By the way, listen, I'm gonna get there. Yeah. The reason why I say that is because he's not even a six. By the way, he's playing a position that he's not even meant to play. He's not a six. If you remember the way he plays originally, he's an 8, and he's doing a job for us as a 6. You know what I mean? And listen, Heidenheim, for all we can call, they are top. They are a Bundesliga team. Yes, they're 15th in the league, something like that. The fact we've had to put in a young lad like that because we don't have an Nkunku because he's out on loan or anything like that. We should be giving him credit. Yes, he got a red card. We can criticize him for the second yellow, but I really feel like we're being way too harsh on the young lad. I don't know about you guys. Maybe
when you say we, don't include me.
It's Marshall's
bars.
You agree with Marshall, innit?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. He's 21.
He's 21. He's not even a 6, yeah, and he's doing a job for us.
Not like mega young. Let's be honest. He isn't like that.
Oh, here we go. You know what, Chris, man? If this was Reece James, best ball in the world. Oh, he can do it, man. You look to see him. You know what I mean? Reece, man.
He's so angry.
Yeah. Nah, man, I'm not having this nonsense from a guy that wants to be.
No, I mean, he ain't got many years left, to prove, what he is he? Maybe.
But he's playing in a position for us right now that he's not even playing in.
So, he's playing 6, I know.
You know what I mean?
He should have been here before when CP was here, man.
I'm just saying, he's probably got, 1 or 2 years, probably top.
Was CP cooking him?
Well, here's the thing. Let me give context here so I can be fair, right? Because CP's listening.
I just want to know what people are saying.
No, but I think CP is saying him and KDH, he would just sell. Right, at the end of the season, he would sell because he doesn't think the only reason it's even being brought up to discussion is because after Noah, or was it Noah? I think it was after Noah, or was it? I think it was after Noah. I had this debate with him and Prime about I don't think KDH does enough for me on the pitch for me to merit the signing. I don't think he's impactful at all. And Newcastle. It was after Newcastle. Whereas, when I see Casadei, okay, he does impact the game. You can see him being involved. Whereas KDH, I think, ghosts for a lot of the games. And today, I think playing in the position that he prefers, he had a good game today. I think he had a good game. He was frustrating. I agree with Ahmed. He was frustrating at times, and there was times when he was passing the ball all the way back to the center back instead of progressing it forward. And it was frustrating to watch. But at the end of the day, you look at the overall picture, he did have key passes. He was effective in some moments. He could have had a goal today. Like, he did get more involved, and I think this was his best game. But when you look at Casadei, I'm looking at Casadei thinking, okay, I mean, for your age, you're 5 years younger than KDH. You're giving me the same level. Like, it shouldn't be that way. KDH should be much more improved and better in that position.
I just think we'd be.
I don't. Can I just say? I don't.
Go ahead, Prime.
Can I just,
Go ahead,
I
Prime.
don't. I don't agree on Marshall. I think they're both like the same level of player. It doesn't. The
Which is
age
not
doesn't
good.
make a difference. Can I? I
The
think
age
they're
should
both.
make a difference.
I think they're both the same level of player. The age doesn't make a difference to me because I don't rate Casadei highly anyway. The talent for me is not there for me to warrant adding in age as a reason. But I agree. I think.
Go ahead.
I think they'll be gone within a year or two. Both of them.
Okay. The reason is, like, I feel like age needs to be placed as a factor is because KDH is supposed to be entering his prime, whereas Casadei is a young talent that still hasn't reached his potential. And he's not even playing this. He's 5 years younger. You should see a level difference.
Prime,
Marshall,
before you continue,
Marshall,
I'm actually going to add a point. He's playing in a position that he doesn't play to Prime. I think that's why I'm disagreeing with you, Prime, a little bit. Sorry.
Marshall just said that. Why do you repeat what he says?
No, but I said that first before Prime.
Well,
Marshall
I said it earlier in the stream. That's what I'm saying. But yeah.
Regardless, the reason why I don't care is because I don't see the talent in Casadei. They care about his age. No, people don't rate Garnacho, but yet they don't factor in that he's young. Garnacho's still a kid, but yet we don't care because he's not talented.
This is where, like, I it baffles me that you're even saying that, Prime, because you say you don't see the talent in Casadei, yet when he's being asked to play out of his position, he's doing a job. You don't think it takes talent to be able to do that? If you didn't see any talent, right? If he's playing out of position, then surely he should be shit, right? Because there's no talent there to be seen. The fact that he can adapt to that role is a talent in itself.
Okay, Marshall, you're not really listening. You're just like, you're running with a little thing out of what I'm saying. I don't see the high talent in Casadei. Him playing out of position, fine. You're doing good out of position. Well done. But that doesn't then mean I think he's a high talent. Drewsby Hall is also playing out of position for most games this season, and yet people don't say anything. I don't care about the age because they're both the same level. They're around the same level for me.
Which
Casadei is nothing. I don't care about age. I don't care about age.
Before you go,
I just want to point out.
I don't
You started off this statement with talent. I don't see the talent. You criticize Ahmed for the English, and then you added the high talent. So we moved the goalpost now.
It's not moving
That is the
goalpost.
goalpost. If you don't see high talent in Casadei, that's fine. I agree with you. Maybe you don't see it. That's fine. But there is a talent there.
When I say I don't see the talent, is that he's supposed to be from what you said, you will apparently say that he's this talented, special player, like high level. He's not that.
He was touted to be a high Italian level. Yeah.
That's why I say I don't see the talent.
That's fine.
So I want to go before you go more.
That's why I said I don't see the talent.
How much are you going to say anything?
Because you keep interrupting me. That's why I say I don't see.
Disrespectful.
That's why I say I don't see his talent, because he is average. And that's okay. Like, I don't care about his age. Garnacho, he's average. People don't care about his age. It's okay. And obviously, Casadei is better than Garnacho, but the point still stands.
Oh my God.
Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, people should just accept it. Like, and again, if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But as of right now, I don't see it.
Yeah, what were you gonna say? I rate that banter. That was great.
What banter?
Obviously, Casadei's better than Garnacho. Hey, listen, I'm for it. Go.
Hey, man, big up, man. But but you know what it is, Marshall? Yeah, I think my issue just becomes, I get people like we need to sell Keenan Drewsby, we need to sell all these. The reality is, guys, these guys cannot get sold this quick. You know what I mean? They're not going to get sold next summer. Keenan Dewsbury will probably not going to leave the club next summer, guys. It's going to be very
I don't
hard.
think so either.
Even Casadei, maybe we can make an argument next summer he's gone. But like, boys, like we need to also allow ourselves, we need to also allow ourselves to allow these players to develop too. You know what I mean? Whether it be a Casadei, because Casadei's getting regular game time, let him develop, bro. Let's give the ball time. It's early November. You know what I mean? Just as we give, just as we as fans give Gui, a lot of time, to develop, and say, okay, he's young, let him develop and stuff like that. I think Casadei deserves that too, in my personal opinion. Because like, if you look at Gui today, I liked what Gui did today. I was frustrated maybe with finishing, but everything else today, he's hold up play, his movement, he's everything that he was doing today. I really liked what Gui was doing, for example. I liked what Casadei was doing. Casadei was doing quite well in that midfield. You know, another guy that's not getting spoken about, that's meant to be helping in that midfield, is Vega. But I don't see people speaking about, where's Vega in this game.
I think Vega was okay. I think Vega's performance today allows Casadei to shine like he did.
Exactly. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, as in, like, I just think at times, boys, we're way too critical, on some players at times. And like, listen, I just think for me, we need to realize, guys, we can't sell every single player. You know what I mean? The clubs also, their own good mind, will probably be like, we can't sell every single player. We need to keep these players to help retain some level of value before we can even put them off. That's all I would say to you.
No one said sell every single player. However, you also have to be logical and know that some of these players are not going to be here for the long term. They're bought to be flipped.
Yeah.
I realize that about Casadei. Dewsbury Hall is PSR signing, so he's going to be gone in a few years. Gui, he's here for just to be flipped. Like, I realize that about these players. That's why I don't care. I know what their level is, and I know what we can get out of them. So I'm not going to be gassed up and be like, oh, he's a special talent. He's not. I know what he is.
Well, that's the thing with Gui, and honestly, we I don't want to overlook Gui because I feel like that's if we overlook Gui, I just feel
what disrespectful.
I'm very happy about
Gui. To be a little respectful.
I'm very happy about it.
I'm happy with the glimmers I'm seeing, right? Because I think today I was saying this to Scott earlier. I think when we first saw Gui, there was a lot of that nervous energy. There was a lot of that, like, oh my God, I need to score, and just like shoot the ball and don't even bother if it's on target. Just shoot in the general direction and see what happens. I think today we saw a side of Gui that was, okay, I'm going to be a little bit more calm and I'm going to try to actually like target this well. And I think it backfired a bit because I think it was a little too calm and some of those shots he had were a little too slow and not aggressive enough. But you see that there's pressing ability in there. You see that he needs to work on his finishing. I think overall, like, there's a decent player there. It's going to take time. 2-3 years from now, it could be a potential either sell on.
I could see a future for Gui. I know that's a hot take, but I really do think that I can see a future for him, particularly because the way
he's 18. He's 18.
The reason why I say that, if you look at him, the way he plays, for example, his hold-up play, the stuff that he's doing, I think, if you can get him, because he's a tall lad, if you can get him to improve, to get into the box a bit more and improve his heading ability and his finishing on the ball, I really think, boys, you might have your Meridian at home. You might actually have your Meridian at home. I'm going to be so serious.
Maybe. Did Ahmed freeze? Oh, okay. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to I don't know what Gui is going to turn into. All I know is that there's a player there and he could potentially be a good player. It's just a matter of time of if he develops right, if he gets the right loans, if he gets the right playing time. Again, he's 18. Like, to say, like, oh, this player's shit. Yeah, most players are shit when they're 18. There's very few players that are world class when they're 18. You got like your Min Yamals, you got your Kylian Mbappe's, your Neymars. There's a reason why there's only so few names out there. Gui will potentially have a good career. Time will tell if it's going to be at Chelsea or not. But I think, listen, we're seeing glimpses of something there early onset days. If you develop that, if you refine that, if you improve on it, bro, he's 18. The sky's the limit with this guy. It's just we got to choose the right loans and all that for him.
Listen, if you're old enough to wear the shirt, you're old enough to hold small.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, anything else to discuss today, boys? I mean,
No,
I think the subs.
Listen, man. Listen. Either Achampong signed a contract in Jan, or I've already got my right back sorted out. Charles can just buy him for a cheeky 25 million, and we've got a right back up ready.
Yeah.
We need to do that, bro. I'm being serious.
I don't know if he's gonna be
the
a
way this
backup.
Arsenal was getting cooked here against Heidenheim.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Listen,
That's
Fafana
true.
can't be playing right back every single week. Yeah, Gusto gets hurt, by the way.
He's not really like a right back though, is he? He's like he sits
He
back.
disagrees
All he has
with
to do
you.
is sit back and defend, and he's fucking up and out as well. I don't know if it's just like purely
Chris,
playing right back. Is
in
he
this
really
pres-
overlapping?
Chris, right now he's playing as a right back because he's doing the right back's duty of defending the what's it
All
called?
he's doing is
That
defending
section.
though. I'm just saying.
Yes, and he can't do that, Chris. We need a right back that
He's
can
not good
defend.
enough. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's not good enough to say.
So therefore, we need a right back,
Chris.
Chris.
System.
So therefore, we need
Right
a right
back,
back. man.
or yeah, we already talked about Araujo, like potentially as well. Like he's on his last year.
Ahmed, why are you indulging this conversation?
All right,
Okay.
fair enough. My apologies.
No.
Anything else on the game? I think João
Listen,
Felix
man.
had a small cameo. Didn't do much.
Listen, Darren, man, João Felix, man, we got to be seeing the real hoops against Aston Villa, man. So we look forward to Aston Villa, man. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. And Marshall,
Wait.
man,
Ahmed, sorry. So you're a Havertz fan, Gallagher fan, Madueke
you know what? I'm gonna be honest, boys. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to. No, you said Gallagher, and I reminded me of something, man. We need him back, man.
Can I finish? Let me speak. You are a Havertz fan, Gallagher fan, Dallo fan, Madueke fan, Casadei fan, and a João Felix fan.
By the way, boys, yeah, I actually think two things. I want to say two things before you finish, yeah. I'm gonna start with Gallagher. I actually think we need Gallagher, boys. You know what I mean? I think we need another option. We need him back, bro. It might be crazy to you saying that,
It's a
but we
bit
do.
late when you say we need him back. It's a bit late.
I genuinely think we need Gallagher. And then the second option
But
is,
it's a bit
I don't
late.
know if you've been hearing, man.
You're fine without Gallagher.
Listen. I know. Listen, yeah. Listen. This is a right back option that I've mentioned before on this channel, yeah. And his name is Diego Dallo as a right back.
We don't do that talk, you say.
Wait, please. Let me finish, bros. Let me finish, please.
Bro,
yeah?
are you good, bro?
See a straw?
Listen, yeah, let me finish, please. Yeah, as a right back backup. Remember, I said before, I don't need him to be a starter. I need him to be a backup for me. Yeah.
That's fine.
Listen,
Ahmed.
wait, let me finish though. Let me finish because I let you finish
Well,
all the time.
No,
I'll
you
let you
didn't. You
finish.
interrupted me.
Yes,
You interrupted
Listen,
me.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
You
Yeah,
interrupted
as
me.
I said before, bro, we need this guy. United are clearly they're open to sell in January. If I'm Chelsea Football Club, you tell him compete with Gusto for that number one spot. You can invert. You can do that stuff. I'll be honest, boys. 30 million, 35 million for him.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Man. I'll be honest. I'm
Ahmed,
interested.
Ahmed,
I'm
Ahmed.
moved. Are you not
Ahmed.
moved?
Ahmed. Okay, calm down.
Bro, are
Let's-
you good,
See
bro?
a straw?
Let's have an actual conversation about this. Calm down. Where would Dallo play at Chelsea?
He'd be back.
Bench.
Right back. He'd be a right back for us.
No. But okay. Where would he actually play? Can he invert in midfield? Can he play as part of the back three?
Yes, he plays as part of the back three. Or any can invert in my personal opinion.
I've never seen him play in midfield or in a back three.
He's inverted before. I know that for sure. He's inverted before.
When?
Yeah,
When?
just,
I think there wasn't he inverting for them at United recently under Ten Hag.
No.
I swear he was.
Uh,
I know that he can invert. I don't know why I think that. I know that he can invert.
You
I'm
can
converted
Okay.
serious.
Against
fine.
West
That's
Ham,
fine.
maybe.
That's
Yeah, I
fine.
think it was West Ham. Yes, thank you.
No.
Yes.
He wasn't, but what? Regardless, whatever. Let's move on. Gallagher, where would he play?
The Gallagher one's a troll. Chill out, man. You know the Gallagher.
I'm not trolling. I'm not.
No,
Oh,
he's
I didn't
troll.
know it was a troll. I thought you were serious.
That's Gallagher.
I thought you were being.
So,
I thought you were
I
being
always
serious,
maintain though the little one. I actually think is a good cheeky option, but I don't think he's not my number one option. I'm saying
He's not going to want to sign to be a backup, though, Ahmed. That's what you're not understanding.
We've convinced João Felix, we've convinced Sancho, we've convinced other players before. What makes you think we can't convince him? I would also argue
João Felix probably
Wait,
thought
Chris,
Cole Palmer was going to play
Marshall.
right wing.
Also, one thing I would also maintain, Marshall, is that listen, the best managers in the world I think Maresca can do this, can convince players to come to the team and tell them they got a spot. And if we're being real, boys, right now with Reece James, he's looking like a lost cause with all due respect, right? Right now, you've got right now his only competition is Malo Gusto, and Malo Gusto is a top player. You know, I'm Malo Gusto's number one fan.
But you say that, Ahmed, but like this is a young team. Like obviously, it's easier to convince young players that there's a project and there's room for you in the future. Dalu is not young. He's an older player. He's experienced player. He's not dumb. He's gonna see the team and be like, yeah, I don't see how I'm gonna get into this team. I don't want to be a backup.
Marshall, even that is like we shouldn't even be thinking about that. Just thinking logically, profile Dallo is he would fail in this system. Let's just be honest. If we played with a back three with wing backs, as much as I don't rate Dallo, I would understand the profile. That's why I think Dallo would do well at Man United under Amber. He's a wing back. He cannot invert in the back three. He cannot invert in midfield. I understand you like Dallo, but don't try and put a square peg in a round hole.
I think he can work. That's just me.
Okay, well, you also think that Havertz is quality, so I don't care about your opinion.
Hold on, then you can just disagree with me. I mean, keep it pushing. But I will maintain, I think it's a good option to have. So, again, you can disagree with me, you can agree with me. Listen, if he becomes available as an option, I can see the club going in for him. But remember, my number one option, my number one option is available for 25 million. And if the club is smart,
why would like that 10 million?
Why would he
listen, as I said before, man, my number one option is available for 25 million right now. And if Chelsea Football Club are serious, they will go for that option.
Why is he available?
No, as in because obviously it's a French club, so you know they're all.
No. I'm talking about Dallo. Why would he be available?
I don't know, man. You never know, man. Maybe Amran doesn't fancy him. You never know. You know the United guys are not really that hype about him. You never know, man. You know what I mean?
He perfectly fits Dallo. He perfectly fits Amran's system.
You never know, man. Come on, man.
Just as some hope for Ahmed, man.
That's like me messaging Marco Robbie and saying, "You never know, man. You never know." Like,
listen,
think logic.
Listen. I'm not here to think logically all the time, man. Sometimes you need to relax.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, Marshall? Marshall understands what I'm getting at. Isn't that right, Marshall?
Marshall, no. Can I just say this? Marshall, can I say this to you?
Yeah.
Ahmed said his Gallagher take was just him trolling. And in the same breath, he said, well, I'm not here to always be serious when talking about Dallo take. So which one is serious? Which one is a troll?
It's true, bro. Dallo's always serious, man. You know I've always liked Dallo. So this, I think honestly with Gallagher, he's actually not. He's having a. I don't even know how to describe his season right now.
He's on the bench more often lately, so
yeah, it's a bit. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah,
listen, it's a weird situation because although Achimpong is clear of Axel, in my opinion, is he if needed to step up in the Premier League? Is he ready? I don't think so. And then you have the situation where Chalaba's on loan. And listen, I don't think he's going to come back into the team, but he's still a player of yours that I don't think he's had a good season at Crystal Palace so far.
Who?
Chalaba.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. After that,
he's probably done. He's probably done, but he can play that right back area better than
I'm not even trying to cook my guy yet. I'm just being honest. At this moment in time, bro, it's Finita and Contartan, bro.
Yeah, which, I mean, I could have told a lot of people that, but okay.
I wanted to say this earlier when we were talking about it. Chalaba at Palace has been ass.
He's not been good with all due
but
respect.
he's definitely better at right back than Disasi, which isn't saying much.
Okay, we're not doing this, man. We're not doing
this. He is!
Marshall, at Palace, he plays in a back three, the right of the back three. He has had 2 errors leading to a goal.
Someone actually pointed it out. It may have even been 5 errors leading to a goal. Listen, motherfuckers in chat, I told you Chalaba's not that guy, and you didn't want to listen to me. Actually, Disasi's not been that much better, but listen, Axel, when he actually plays in this position and not asked to be at right back, he's not as bad as people make him think. He's better than Chalobah, but whatever.
Marshall's trying to take claim for the whole Chalobah's ass when I've been saying this for years. It's funny.
No, I think it's funny that you're ignoring the fact that all summer I spent having this argument with Chelsea fans and my own chat. So it's just what it is. People don't want to listen, then fine, don't listen. But I've been saying that Chalobah is not clear of Axel Disasi. Axel Disasi this season, listen, I'm willing to sell him and Benoit, but Axel Disasi this season.
Marshall.
Okay,
You know,
everyone wants to claim. Apparently, I don't have any takes.
Remember, Marshall. I said that first before everyone else. I was the one that was saying I feel being a bit too on the way we can tell. Remember, I said that really early last year.
Ahmed, your mic timed out. Say that again.
Remember when I was saying that, Disasi is kind of getting a bit disrespected, in regards to his comparison of Chalobah, because I actually think Disasi is not as bad as people are making him out to be in comparison to Chalobah in terms of what they were giving you.
Oh, yeah, that's true, Ahmed. That's true, Ahmed. Okay. We've been saying this from early, but Marshall over here wants to take control of the narrative.
You guys can say it too. Doesn't mean I haven't said it. Like, I've been saying it as well. So,
just like stealing from the blacks as usual. Man.
Bro, are you good, bro? Yeah, straw.
Anyways, let's finish this up, man. I've had enough of this discussion. I'm so sick and tired. I'm tired of it.
Were you rolling? I'm out of here, man.
All right. Anyways, let's get out of here. All right. That was the game, guys. I want to go have dinner with my family, so I'm going to do that. Happy Thanksgiving once again to all of the American listeners. Anyone who celebrates, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Over 50 of you here. If you haven't already done so, smash up the like. We do appreciate you for doing that. There is no raid. No one's live right now, so no biggie. Ladies and gents, we'll be back again. I don't think Lee Gunner's live. It's not posted. But anyways, we probably turkey like everyone else.
Have you got it ready? Have you got any spices on it, or are you just eating raw?
I have no idea. Whose microphone is that?
I think that's Prime again. But I'm just gonna say, are you eating that turkey raw? Have you added the little Peruvian spices onto it? What you doing?
That's probably, I don't know, bro. I don't make the fucking turkey. I just
look at this, man.
Anyways,
and the ladies do that. Let the ladies do the cooking, man.
Imagine living in a traditional household.
Trump 2024, man.
All right, stop. Enough. Anyways, that being said, ladies and gents, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Prime, go ahead. I don't know if your mic is working. Go ahead.
Alarm is live.
Who?
In Motion Football. Type in Motion Football.
Oh, fuck. None of that type. Anyways, ladies and gents, let me see. Just because they're live, maybe they don't actually... Oh. But this is Packers Dolphins?
Yeah, he's part of Sarcasm City.
Okay, fair enough. I'll do that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and raid this gentleman here. I don't know his channel. I don't know anything. But we'll redirect to him. If you guys haven't done so already, be sure to smash up the like button. Also, be sure to subscribe if you're new here. If you already are subscribed, be sure to check out the memberships. There's 3 different tiers starting at 99p. If you haven't done so already, actually, I'm sorry. Also, if you are a proper casual and higher tiered member, we give shout outs at the end of every show, and that's going to go to TM127, EE, Hassan Awaz, Dark Adrian, A. Soliman, Scott, Josh CFC, M3, Iwani, Gabriel, and Banana. So big up to you guys for your support. Big up to everyone else who's also murder support. I believe we'll be back here on Sunday. Sunday is our game. I won't be streaming on Saturday. I have a bunch of other things I got to do. I have a show again on Saturday. So stay tuned Sunday after the match. We'll react to the match, and that being said, we'll catch you guys again. As always, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful night. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and stay casual. Peace.